Alright. I have grinded a good portion of this. Basically, until I get off this planet, we're good. So, I can be dodging a lot of random battles. I do have to get off at a particular time. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming that long, but I have to go to... Oh, hi! I forgot to turn that part off. Haha. Just kidding. Hold on. No. Okay, hold on. Oh, jeez. I did forget to do one thing, apparently. That needs to go... No. Have to get to... Turn off the sound, Esther. Where is it? Mute. Yes. Now. Go, shoo. Okay. Just kidding. Hi, Tommy. I'm having technical issues. Okay. I think this is the correct save, if not. We're gonna find out. Okay. Hi! We're dodging. Okay.
This wall is a little different from the walls around it, so that could mean...
Okay, good. That didn't pop up for y'all. So I had an update for my TV controller. It just told me it was done, but apparently it doesn't pop up on the stream, which is good. I'm guessing it's not essential, but I'm doing good, Tommy. How about you?
That it's a retractable shutter. If that's the case, then there must be a device somewhere that controls it.
Yes, let's find it.
I need you to move out of their blob thing, sir. No, I need you to... Sir? Oh my god, I'm about to... Fine. Ah! I hate this. Okay, I tried. I hate these roper things. They're like in every Tales game that I can think of, and they're annoying as fark. They're behaving now, but they're annoying. Okay.
That was passable.
Thanks. Yes, that's good. It's good to chill. Okay, so I was trying to avoid the battles, but... Okay, you big scorpion fox hybrid thing. Can you please get out of my way? Thank you. I like how they zoomed in on this. They wanted to make sure you saw that. Excuse me. Something like Resident Evil started. I guess I need to stay up until at least 4:30 in the morning. My time. Hold on, ignore the tomb rooms. Okay. I have to ignore this room to get a skit.
This one won't move either.
Hola, Manny. ¿Cómo estás? By the way, if y'all can hear the cicadas outside, let me know. I don't know if the mic picks that up or not. I think there's some frogs out there too. They were very, very happy earlier. Yeah, I still hear frogs, but anyway, it's okay. I do have the windows open.
However, they look like elevators, so it's hard to imagine they're being controlled externally.
The devices in front of the elevators don't seem to be active. Perhaps if we set something into them...
Alright, so... For some reason, they made it annoying with these... No. these elevators, so I'm gonna have to swap these batteries out. A little too lifelike. Sure, okay, so... The elevators in this place make no sense either. Shoot. I'm gonna need this for later. So the good news is I'm almost kind of through the main part of the game. Almost. Oh, this is awkward. Oh yeah, he disappears. He's a perfectionist. Which is good and bad. Pascal Huber bonding. They're supposed to kind of, sort of be a couple in this game. Sort of. Confessions of a 17-year-old. I think he's 17. I think Hubert's 17 and... I think Asbel is 18 and Hubert is 17, but... And Pascal's, I think, 21? She's old enough to drink. I know she's... Well, for some reason, the fictitious world has the same drinking age as the... It's the real world. So somebody in Europe will probably have to verify this, but I hear because you guys are less strict with the drinking age over there, you have fewer problems with people getting addicted to it later, which kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Because I've heard something similar about driving, actually, speed limits. Hold on. Okay, get down. It's just funny, because when you put restrictions on things, like, people just naturally want to do that activity or whatever. But then when you take the restriction off, they're like, eh. Oh, no, I don't want you. No. Go. Okay, shoot. You having fun on BSX? That's good. That's good, Tommy. What season are they on right now? Is it 4? I haven't been keeping up. So I think I go in the warpy thing, but yeah, okay. A lot of, I think like every floor in here looks pretty damn similar. It's a little confusing. Nope, nope, nope. No hoppies. No. Ah, no, no, no. Season 4, okay. I thought I saw a trailer for that or something. So now I'm confused. Is the new COD supposed to be BO7? Did they just, like, skip over the... Did they just, like, screw it, we're not doing Modern Warfare this year? Because I'm so confused what they're doing with COD right now. So I need to go to the first floor. So we get to play the swap the batteries out game because somebody thought this was cool. That's the one thing I don't like about Destiny, Team Destiny games, is the dungeons kind of suck. I know the ones for Team Symphony are not great either, but... Okay, so I have to go to B1, B2 Tau. This elevator apparently cannot go straight down. I have to stop on this floor first. Which kind of makes no sense, but whatever. Oh, don't pay attention to my mixer. No. It's way easier to dodge in this game than... Oh, shit, I just said that. Then right when I said that, I jinxed myself. Oh. So, these are apparently spiders. These are spiders. I've never seen a spider with a tail like this before. This is... Like... It's not triggering my arachnophobia, so... Weirdest looking spider ever. Oh, I forgot what I have set on here.
Sometimes I can't help but regret the past.
Okay, so... No. Stay away from me. I am not into tentacles. Okay, so I'm assuming I go this way. Sir! Thank you. Okay, there's an all divide. Just make sure I don't need anything else. Yeah, see, that's why I was getting confused. I'm hearing about the Black Ops 7 trailer, but I'm not hearing about the COD that's supposed to come out this fall, which I thought there was one coming out. It's fine if there's not, but, you know, I was kind of... Okay, I don't want to say over the wrong way, make sure... Yeah, okay. Just... I know they're dated and stuff, but sometimes I do say over the wrong thing. Sad. Okay, let's fix Sophie.
This looks just like that machine from the ruins beneath Wallbridge.
I actually can't fix her right this second, but we're getting close, we're getting close. All my female androids slash robots slash humanoids are getting wrecked. Because this happened in Xenosaga too. Only the girls though. Well, actually that's not true. So in Wild Arms you have a male... I don't want to say robot, but a male not humanoid thing in your party that you have to fix, but...
This device preserves visual recordings of research targets.
Lambda. Oh, hey, there's that word again.
What does it mean, anyway?
In physics, it means something completely different.
Lambda. In our world, Lambda has come to mean nightmare.
Why is that?
Lambda is a life form we discovered by accident while researching the Lostalia. When the Institute's director, Professor Cornell, began to study it, it quickly became a nightmare for us all.
Oh yes, I forgot. There's a Hohenheim knockoff in this game too. He looks just like him. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. I think it was intentional, but...
The worst aspect of Lambda, and there are many, is an ability to hatch monsters from its body. These monsters threw Fodra into chaos, and eventually led to its destruction.
That cocoon.
Be fair, I can barely see that thing, but I guess they have a better shot at it.
It looks just like the one that appeared at World's Eye.
After wreaking havoc here, Lambda fled to your world of Aphinia. We knew Lambda had to be stopped, so we created a humanoid capable of fighting it and initiated pursuit.
Actually, now that I think about it, Sophie's actually more advanced than KOS-MOS, kind of, because she can regenerate. I mean, KOS-MOS can too, but... KOS-MOS was not able to, like, split up into particles and then reconstruct herself, so... these people actually have more advanced technology, which is interesting.
That humanoid is Proteus Hace, the one you call Sophie.
Reload multiplayer maps. Are they like remastered versions of previous COD maps, Tommy, or are they just like new maps and they just call them reload maps? I don't even know. If they brought back freaking Jungle Flooded, though, somebody should be shot.
Unfortunately, Proteus Hace was unable to destroy Lambda.
Fringe. Oh, hey, Katie Bun, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. I'm sorry, Warlord. There's never a good time, okay? Sorry. If you have stuff to do, it's okay. Go do it. I hope you two are doing well, though.
After much discussion, we surviving Fodrans chose to seal off Aphinia in the hopes of containing Lambda there. But now, after so many years, the Aphenians have come to us.
Yeah, because you kind of sent us your problem. You sent us your problem.
So you built Sophie, and then sent her to our world so she could defeat Lambda. Does that mean Lambda is the one who created the cocoon?
But wait, that doesn't make sense. I mean, Richard made the cocoon, right? Maybe Lambda knows how to disguise itself or something. Maybe it just looks like Richard.
You know, that's a great idea, Pascal, but unfortunately, it's not correct.
I refuse to believe that Richard and Lambda are the same. I know Richard. He's not a monster. He can't be.
Sophie's getting worse.
We must hurry.
That being said, Fringe is... Oh, shoot. Which game is that from? I think it's one of the guns I've played, because I've heard of them. That being said... Is Fringe from... Is it from M... I don't want to say MW3, but... Because there were some maps in, like, MW3 that were from MW2, I think, is what I was told. They've recycled so much stuff, I lost track. You doom scroll. Yeah, that definitely happens to me a lot. Not gonna lie. This is why I don't, like, people think it's weird that I don't have Netflix. And the reason why is because I will sit there and just, oh, that looks interesting, and just my whole night will go down the tubes. And this sounds really weird because I do content on YouTube, but I try not to watch stuff on YouTube either for the exact same reason. Too many rabbit holes. I have a problem with like Wikipedia. Like it's not even a video. That's just literally like information. But like I'll click on one. I'll Google one thing, and like I'll be reading through the article, and like every blue thing link that I see that I don't know or want to learn more about, I'll click on it. And of course, those lead to more blue links, and yeah. I learned a lot of stuff, but BO3. Oh, okay. So it is a game that I played because Oh, Fringe is the map. Is that the one with the big ass house in the middle, or am I thinking I'm thinking of the wrong one? No. So there's a church. There's a church, right? I think there's a church in that one. And then there's like a middle courtyard area that like nobody fucking goes into because it's a hellhole. And then there's like a side on the map like where you can fall off, because that's like my favorite thing to do. It's like rocks and then like a big just pit. I don't know if I'm thinking of the right map. I remember there's a big ass church that everyone liked to go into though.
I agree. Come on.
And I definitely fell off I fell off every stupid BO3 map at least 3 times. At least. Somehow. I mean, it was inevitable with the wall running. They knew it was gonna happen, but I'm just like, ugh. And then fucking payload. They had to put payload in BO4 just to make sure I'd fall off more, because, you know, why not? And, like, it's not even, like, the wall. It's not even, like, the movement, too, because I had this problem with die rise in freaking BO2 zombies. I fucking fell off that map, like, 300 times, too. I'm just like, do this on purpose. Sure, I got
Toy blocks? What are those doing here?
toy blocks are fun, man.
Interesting. Cornell used those as part of his research.
Cornell, was he related to this facility?
Correct. Cornell was a foremost researcher of humanoid development, a key mind in the field of biotechnology.
Ace deserved it, but I guess it depends on what you mean.
Is this Cornell person still alive?
Are you talking about Ace from One Piece or a different Ace? Because Ace is kind of a common name. I'm assuming Neji you mean from Naruto.
I'm afraid not. From my understanding, Cornell died before the Great War began in Fodra. However, his research lived on, and was the foundation for many spectacular breakthroughs.
Oh, I've heard of that cartoon, Katie, but I actually haven't watched Totally Spies. I think that came out, because I'm old as dirt, so I think that came out, like... Because people are like, I haven't watched SpongeBob either, and the reason why is because, like, by the time that came out, I think I was either in high school or college at that point. So it's like, yeah, it's what happens when you talk to people who are old. So, Ace had it coming. I'm still not sure which Ace you're talking about. He wouldn't let it go.
It truly is a shame that such an accomplished individual such as he would lead such a short-lived life.
In comes Hubert, just all of a sudden.
Asbel, Sharia, we should move on. Yes, of course.
They don't let you go far before there's another scene.
What's happening?
Protos Hace's particles are breaking down.
Excuse me?
Protos Hace is composed of individual particles that act in concert with each other. These particles, tinier than a grain of sand, come together to form a human shape. And while they act as one, the particles also possess the ability to separate from each other, which is what you see happening right now.
Asbel. Sharia, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, you guys?
It's the result of a process called distributive preservation. Your friends must be completely synchronized with Protos Haste's particles.
I don't understand.
When Protos Haste suffers heavy damage, it usually splits into individual particles, shuts down all functionality, and begins the process of reconstruction. This is known as particle preservation. Distributive preservation, on the other hand, allows Protos Haste to implant its particles into one or more separate vessels. Have you ever seen Protos Haste split into particles like this? Anyone?
That must be what happened 7 years ago.
But the unit shouldn't actually engage that procedure.
Sorry.
The reason being, distributed preservation makes it much more difficult for the particles to reform. Failure could render reformation impossible, so why would Protos Haste have risked entering that state?
Would her particles have any kind of effect on the vessels that they went into?
Yes. In fact, while the particles prepare for reconstruction, they would repair any damaged areas of the vessel as well.
So Sophie split herself into 3 parts and then used those parts to save Asbel, Sharia, and Little Bro.
But then that means Sophie didn't die after all. She was just recuperating within us.
It's amazing. She's been with us this whole time.
I see. Then this would explain why we possess some of the same powers she has. Incredible.
So, what would happen if she underwent distributive preservation again in her current condition?
Distributive preservation does not allow for reconstruction of the self. She would lose all elements of her current identity.
Sophie, you risked your life for us.
Impossible. Protos Haste was never designed for this kind of self-sacrifice. I fear further particle breakdown could be disastrous. We must hurry.
Done with this room. Okay. So I have to come back to this room later, but you know. Head up. No. You know, they make you go through a lot of trouble sometimes for these chests. Like, enemies drop those items by this point in the game, so I'm like, yeah. Alright, so put another battery in. Nope, 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 nope. See, this is just unnecessary busy work. It's okay. I think this is the last battery I have to grab. Oh god, so I have to go to B2. I have to go to B2 to go to B3 South. No. think I might get touchy. Oh, yeah. I think the hitboxes are a little more forgiving in this game. That should have hit me. Alright, so I'm assuming I go down. Yeah. Alright, so I already got the trophy, so I don't have to do this battle twice, which is good. You know, this is probably supposed to resemble something. I'm just not sure what. Tarlo X.
What's this?
That's Tarlo X. I can't believe it's still here after all this time.
Is this a humanoid as well?
No, this is merely old junk.
Hey, you're hiding something. Come on, spit it out.
This is the first android I ever built. Back when I was just getting started at the Institute. I never thought I'd see it again. This brings back memories. Really, Cornell should have just thrown it out.
Sorry, I'm reading the chat. There's nothing wrong with being introverted, Katie, but I'm actually super introverted. I know that may sound a little weird considering I stream, because I really am introverted. Like, I don't... So the main difference between introverted people and, like, extroverted people, like, there's a lot of differences, but the main thing is, like, when introverted people talk to other people, it's a little bit draining for us, like, even if we like talking to the person, whereas extroverted people tend to gain energy from talking to other people. So, you know, we do talk to people, it's just, like, we kind of limit it because it's a little bit exhausting for us. I don't know if you have the same experience, but this is basically my social media. It's YouTube, which is kind of an odd choice, but I wanted to do basically Tales, like, tutorial stuff, and that was the best medium to do it with at the time, because this was back in 2007. Most of the other ones weren't even, I don't even know when, like, Instagram and Snapchat and if Facebook was around, but I actually have one of the oldest Facebook accounts. I set mine up in 2001, back when it was university only, but this just shows how old I am. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with you know, keeping to yourself and stuff. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with working in fast food. It's good experience, right? I'm sorry that you have to deal with the angry people, because people get really nasty about their food, let me tell you. But, you know, just think of it as a stepping stone, right? But, yeah, if people are looking on your chest, that's a separate issue. I don't have that problem because I'm flat as a board, but, yeah, I can feel you there, girl. Is something happening to me? But yeah, actually, and I'm just saying this is personal experience, probably not for everyone, but I got my first job at 16. It was not in fast food, but it was in retail. And that was actually one of the best things I could have ever done, because before then I was just like, you know, super introverted. I basically didn't talk to anyone that I didn't already know. And that kind of, like, helped me learn how to socialize. It didn't necessarily make me an extrovert, but at least it made it to where if I had to talk to somebody else that I didn't know, I could manage without being super awkward about it. I do still say some weird shit, but it's just a good experience to have, even if you don't necessarily want to, you know, interact with people when you don't have to, if that makes any sense. But it's good to have that experience, if you ask me. So you might not like it now, but it's going to be good at shaping your overall view of things. And, you know, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? So I started off at PetSmart. which sounds real cool, but I mean, reality is, you spend the day cleaning up after animals a good chunk of the day, let's be honest. So, I was cleaning hamster cages and scraping bird poop off the walls and, fish, bagging up, fishing out dead fish out of the tanks and stuff. Not exactly a glorious job, but, you start somewhere. And I actually enjoyed it because I love animals. Not the scooping out the dead fish part, that kind of made me sad, but you know what I mean. But, everything's an experience, right? But yeah, it really did teach, I personally think that in the US, everyone, or actually everywhere, just everywhere, where there's, a bunch of corporations around that have chains and stuff, everyone should have to work in retail for at least 3 months of their lives. I think people would be a hell of a lot nicer if they had to do that, because you really learn how people will treat you when you're at the bottom of the totem pole. But that's just me. It'd be better if you could do it for 6 months, but I do realize that some people can't afford to get that much time. But that's just my personal opinion. Either that or working on farms, actually. I think working on farms also works, because that exposes you to a lot of animals. And learning how to take care of animals is also a good thing that kind of teaches you responsibility and empathy. So, what do I think about what is a reality kissy show? Are you talking about, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, or... I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
Sounds like everyone has something they're embarrassed about, right, Tiger Festival?
I don't watch a lot of reality TV. I don't watch a lot of TV in general, but especially reality TV. I don't watch that crap because to me, it's just it's either something I'm already familiar with or it's fake as hell. So I'll give you an example. Storage Wars? I don't know if you guys are familiar with that show. That I did watch a couple episodes of it. It's bullshit. Let me tell you, I used to work at a storage facility, and that's not how the auctions go, and that's not what the units look like. That stuff was staged, and I know how they did it too. I'm pretty sure I know how they did it, but I'm just letting you know that's not what the auction units look like. I used to drill those. I know what the auction units look like. I know, that's right, Muff. That's right. You back me up, girl. Back me up. That's right. Those units were so staged. That was bullshit. You know how guys are always picking on girls for, bringing up shit, literally years or years later? That's exactly what Sharia just did. That Tiger Festival thing happened 7 years ago. She just brought it up. Gotcha, Katie. I mean, so this might sound a little weird, and you're probably not going to want to hear this, but at your stage of life, I wouldn't worry so much about finding your soulmate. The best advice I can give you as an old fart is just to work on yourself. Improve yourself the best you can. Which I know is difficult because you're still trying to figure shit out, which is totally normal at your age. But, improve yourself the best you can, and the right person will come. Right? So, that's the best advice I can give you. It's a little ambiguous, but... but, So I think too many people spend a lot of time, especially early, in their late teens or early 20s, looking for perfect love or looking for the one, and they're actually not ready to meet that person because they're not done growing themselves, right? So, because the problem is if you meet somebody and you're still figuring out who you are, if you mature later, then that person's not going to be the right person for you anymore, right? So... But yeah, I don't know who said I don't know who said the 20s is the best part of your life. I don't agree with that. I honestly think your 30s and your 40s are actually quote unquote your prime. Physically, physiologically, I should say, your body's in your prime when you're in your 20s. But I honestly think your 30s and 40s should be the best part of your life because that's when you kind of got everything semi figured out, and you can start working towards your actual life goals. In your 20s, most people are still, like I said, they're still figuring out what they want to do, who they want to be, what kind of person they're gonna, their goals, their dreams, their aspirations and stuff. And then you can use your 30s and 40s, like if you figure that out, you can use your 30s and 40s to actually reach that goal. So, don't be in a rush. You'll figure it out, I promise. Hold on. Speaking of figuring shit out, I think I go up here. But yeah, I don't know why they make you deal with 4 fucking batteries in this place. It was absolutely not necessary. You had 5. Oh, okay, that's good, Tommy. Squeezing my back. Stretch, sorry. I'm pausing for selfish reasons. But yeah, like, I'm not saying you can't figure this out in your 20s, but I don't know that many people who did. So again, don't rush. I sure as hell was not mature enough to figure my shit out when I was in my 20s. God. Being cracked out of your mind. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Warlord. I'm gonna take a guess at it, but oh, excuse me, sir. Let me through. Let me trigger this. Hoo-hoo, okay. I mean, if you're talking about the spectrum, you're talking about, like, the autism spectrum. There's a lot of... So I used to work in an autism lab, like an actual research lab. There is a lot of confusion, apparently. Okay, you're talking about savant syndrome, then, specifically. Because there's a lot of confusion about how, like, what autism even is, because apparently a lot of people don't know. I'm not an expert, but it's actually, so autism is actually a social disorder. A lot of people don't seem to understand that when I say that. So people with autism have a difficult time interacting with other people, typically. It can also extend to animals as well, as far as I know, but it's specifically people. That's why they tend to avoid eye contact and stuff, and they kind of have a little difficulty interpreting emotions and sometimes also controlling their own emotions, and that leads to social difficulties with social interactions. But yeah, you can have people think for some reason it's like it affects your IQ, and it can, but not necessarily. There are people on the spectrum who have above average IQs, and below average IQs, so, you know, don't think they're like necessarily mentally handicapped or gifted, right? It can go either way. But yeah, the savant syndrome is like when they're really, really good at one particular task, right? So it could be math. Some of them are super good at painting. Some of them are super good at music. And again, doesn't necessarily mean they have deficits in other areas too. It just means they're just exceptional in one area. And I think people, if I'm not mistaken, I think people can have savant syndrome without being on the spectrum too. So it's just something that tends to happen over there, but not necessarily the same thing. And like this is another thing people don't seem to know about autism. Like, it's actually caused, like, people think like if you have more brain cells or more neurons and stuff, that's great, it's better. It's actually not, because they think that autism is caused by too many neural connections. You actually need to trim some of them in order to have what's considered a normal functioning brain. I don't want to, like, say, this is kind of not the best way to word it, but, you know, if you have too many connections, especially in the wrong place of your brain, it can cause more problems than it's going to, solve, unfortunately. There's actually something similar going on in epilepsy too, but that's a separate thing. But yeah, Savant syndrome is a very interesting topic, actually, but I'm not an expert in the field. But yeah, it just, like, it tends to be one. I think it can sometimes be two different tasks that they're just really, really good at, but it is super impressive. Like, there's one guy who's famous, I think it's a male. There's one male savant who's super famous because he can basically reproduce any date. Like, if you ask him, like, what day of the week was, July 8th, 1863, he'd just, like, bam, it was a Tuesday. I'm just pulling that out of my ass. I'm not, that's probably not correct. I have a 1 in 7 chance of being correct, but that's probably not it. But yeah, it's very interesting how that works.
What is it, Pascal? You sound like an owl.
Yeah, be careful when you're by yourself, girl. I feel you there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna ask where you live, but yeah, always be careful. Always be aware of your surroundings. So I've never been mugged before, and like, cross your fingers. Hopefully it stays that way. I did catch a couple people who I thought were gonna mudge me, but I kind of like, they were trying to sneak up behind me, so I heard them, and I turned around and looked them in the eye, actually, and I don't know if that was enough to deter them, but they didn't come up on my ass after that. But yeah, just always being aware of your surroundings. This is the best way to keep safe. If you could throw a little self-defense and or martial arts in there, that's cool too, but I understand that not everyone can do that. I can't. Well,
It's these machines. They're a bit different from the ones I'm familiar with. But once I fiddle around with them, they seem simple enough.
that's definitely one way to describe ADHD. So most people think of having ADHD as being, like, super distracted, but they can also be super concentrated on stuff, and I think that's something, like, people kind of miss with that, but specifically for the H part, for the hyperactivity, they also have to have the physiological component where they have difficulty sitting still, or they're constantly restless too, because you can just have ADD, right? And then it gets complicated in adults, because adults tend to manifest different than children, and that mental illness is a fun bag of crap. My cats are doing good, actually. So Giz is sitting somewhere else for what he's normally actually right next to me when I'm on the sofa.
Fascinating. Adaptation is the hallmark of an exceptional engineer.
She is correct. Adaptation is the hallmark of an exceptional engineer. Actually, it's the hallmark of an exceptional thinker in general, but especially good with engineers. If they had superpowers. Maybe they do have superpowers, Warlord. Maybe it's coming. I think Muffin is sitting... So, this sounds really weird, but I have this, let's just call it foam. I have this foam pad that's sitting on the floor. It's actually an aquarium mat and filter. I just haven't used it yet, but she's using it as a therapeutic bed. Yes, Sherry is here. Hi, True Light. I was waiting for you to come wreck her.
Emerald, if you don't mind me asking, who are the Amarcians?
I just got on her for teasing Asbel for something he said 7 years ago. It's okay.
If you are so curious to ask, they were a group of engineers who maintained the technologies of Fodra. I myself used to be counted among their number.
Wait, you're an Amarcian as well? If that's the case, is it possible that you and Pascal are distant relatives?
Now, I don't think Amarcian is supposed to be American. that you're stretching, girl. You're stretching. I just said girl. Sorry, that you're stretching. Amarcians are Amarcians.
Relatives? No. I fear you have misunderstood me. Amarcia was just the name for a coalition of research engineers. Though bonds were strong, none shared any blood ties.
You know, you say that, but the ones on Affinia are definitely related to each other. That's a good idea, Katie. Or yeah, depending on easy accessibility is the thing.
What? We're not all in the same family? That means I have to return the money I borrowed from Poisson. Don't borrow money from children.
I like how she thinks if you borrow money from your relatives, you get a free ride. That's absolutely not true. Hi, Tin. How are you doing? Never been sprayed. Never been sprayed by what, Trula? Normally when I hear that sentence, it's like, I've never been sprayed by a skunk, but... Are you saying I've never been sprayed by a... Okay. Okay, let's keep it that way, sir. Alright, so... I can't remember... I need to switch some of this out. I forgot what his, I think he's weak to Nova. Hold on. He better be weak to Nova, because that's what I'm setting all of these on. Okay, we'll do that. Unfortunately, Sophie's out of... Yeah, we'll just stick with this. I think my mixer's a little screwed up right now. I hope he doesn't fork me over. I say that with a question mark. Okay, in case he gets me. That's a possibility. Okay, tablet, you're not supposed to... I'm gonna go to bed in a couple... Well, actually, that's a lie, too. I'm actually not going to bed in a couple hours. I have to be up... I have to be up at 4:30 in the morning, so... If you haven't been sprayed by Super Soaker, then you haven't had a childhood. So, actually, the Super Soaker was invented by a NASA engineer, if I'm not mistaken. Which might explain why you actually get good pressure. Because if you guys have ever used any of those other water guns, they suck ass. Okay, don't be shooting at your parents like that. It's gonna get confiscated.
Is this the machine that can fix Sophie?
Please set Protos haste down here, if you will. I will begin the procedure. Damage isolated. Initiating particle restoration.
Here we go.
Zero. 10. 40. 70. 90.
Sophie, hang on.
Sophie, can you hear us?
Hang in there. You're not alone. We're right here. What's wrong? It'll be okay, Sophie. I promise.
The particles that comprise its mind are beginning to flow backward into the repair system.
Sophie!
the...
Is that Sophie and Pascal?
What's happening here?
Don't look at me, how should I know?
Some of the particles that flowed into the system have assembled themselves into visual form.
Pascal, wait!
These sound effects.
If this is a visual form of Sophie's mind, does it mean that we're actually seeing her feelings?
There's more.
You guys, they're harmless. Come and take a look.
I'm actually not sure about the tomato juice warlord, because I've had people tell me that doesn't work. I've never actually been sprayed by skunk, and none of my dogs have either, so I haven't actually had to deal with that. There is a way to get it out, it's just difficult. So you talk about Emerald, huh? So, I hate to tell you, but she's actually a boss. Later, spoilers. Oh, you take care. Well, don't take care of Mariko, Tommy. And thank you for the blushies, except for Toon. Apparently, he likes my allergies and watching me suffer. What is? So I know her last name is Crow, and the only reason why I know that the main character from Missouri, I only know that because of it's a rebirth. I don't know if it's a rebirth reference or they just decided to tease us. But what is her name though? I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, I heard a lot of people liked her though. But yeah, Pascal's definitely the crazy scientist type, which there's only one other one in the Tale series that I know of. And we're probably not going to get that game ever. Which is sad, because Harold is also really great.
So that's what she thinks of us.
Sophie.
It's happening again.
Now what?
She pooped out a Richard.
Richard?
Yeah, Emerod's kind of... I don't know if that was supposed to be like a shock thing, but you'll see why you'll see why we end up fighting her later. It kind of makes sense, but it's just like, okay. She's what? I mean, who's she? Which she? Oh, see, I have a hard time believing that Sophie would trip. She's literally a humanoid weapon. But, I mean, just FYI, if you have one mental disorder and that just naturally puts you at risk for having other ones. Like, if you have, like, I think if you have one mental disorder, that puts you at, like, a 10% higher risk than the general population of having some other mental disorder. I mean, it's the same thing with, like, you know, same thing if you have heart problems or, like, liver problems or whatever. If you have a problem with that organ, you're more likely to have other problems with it later, too, or at the same time, so that's just how human bodies work. Can I ask you where you could get that? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I guess we're about to find out. No, but, like, it's just, that's just how the human body works. Again, like, if there's something wrong with that organ, yeah, you're more likely to have multiple problems with the same organ than you are someone who doesn't have a problem with that organ. I mean, that just kind of makes sense, right? It's the same thing with your car, right? If your electrical system keeps going out in your car, you're more likely to have electrical problems than you are any other problem, right? I don't know why I'm using cars. I don't know shit about cars, but anyway. Well, you know what, Truelight, at least she got diagnosed. That's way more than most people. I don't know why, but, like, I think Asbel's is the only flashback where he's a kid. Everyone else has an adult flashback, but I guess Sophie still thinks he's a... kind of treats him like a little kid. Well, he's kind of gone into his exes before, so let's... let's not retread that. That was going wild. For some reason, baby Asbel. So this starts so innocently. We're like, oh, okay, we're just having memories here. Nothing, no big deal. And then it leads to a boss fight. Because her freaking memories can attack you, so I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to switch before. Okay, we're gonna keep it like that. Oh. I think I know where this is going, Katie, but you finished typing. By the way, I don't know if you were working at Walmart when this happened, but I have had people come up to me in stores, like grocery stores, and they kept asking me, like, where stuff was, and I'm just like, I don't work here. I have no idea. And one lady, like, most of the time they're fine with that. Like, because one time I did make the mistake. Don't ever do this. Don't ever walk into a Target with a red shirt and khaki shorts. I did this. I just randomly picked this, and I walked in there. Everyone fucking thought I worked there. Don't ever do that. It's okay. Mistake. But, like, one time I was wearing a PetSmart shirt because I just got off work, and I went to Kroger, which is across the street, to buy stuff for, you know, my groceries. But like, at the time it was a green golf style shirt, which right now I don't even remember. I think it's dark blue. I think the official color is dark blue. But at the time when I was working there, because I'm old as dirt, it was dark green. It was a green shirt. Which Kroger doesn't have green shirts, but for some stupid reason, this old lady came up to me and was asking me where the bananas were. And I'm just like, I don't work here, but they should be in the produce section, right? And she's like, well, can you take me to the bananas? And I'm like, ma'am, I don't work here. The produce section is over there, though. I didn't know where. I pointed, and she's like, you gotta take me. And I'm just like, this is like some 7-year-old woman. And like, I kind of understand, like, but I was like, literally, like, I don't work here. Right? So I was just like, ma'am, I don't work here. You should ask somebody who works here to help you. Like, that's just kind of... Like, I was kind of gross because, you know, like I said, my job involved, like, kind of scooping poop and shit. And I did wash my hands, but, like, I was kind of nasty because I had my head in animal habitats all day, and I'm probably not super clean in other areas of my body. Like, my head and my hair was all messed up. So I'm just like, lady, you might want to get someone else to help you because I literally, you know, cleaning cages all day. And she did not like that. And I'm just like, yo... I pointed her in the direction of the produce. That was the best I was gonna do, and I'm just like... Okay, so, back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, I mean, I kind of understand I was wearing a company shirt. It also had PetSmart written in big-ass letters on the back. I kind of figured PetSmart and Kroger don't look anything alike, but, you know, apparently I was wrong. But me walking into the Target, that was 100% my fault. And I didn't think about it until I stepped in there, and I was just like, I had like 5 people try to flag me down. I'm like, yo, I don't work. You know, but it doesn't really matter because actually, just this week, I was in a Petco, and I was not wearing anything remotely Petco looking. I was wearing like a gray t-shirt and blue jeans. Okay, like that's nothing even remotely close to their dress code. And I had customers walking up to me like, do you work here? And I'm just like, no, I absolutely do not. So yeah, people will sometimes just ask you for help if you just remotely, if you're just breathing, they'll ask you for help. No, I didn't say sticky. That's so nasty. I mean, you scoop animal poop all day and see if your hands are all nice and clean. The thirsty.
Why is Richard the only one she's attacking? Well, I can't say I blame her. He is the one who stabbed her, after all.
Point.
Maybe, but still. Lambda.
This can't be. It's Lambda.
I must destroy him.
Everyone get out! Right now!
Sophie, watch out! We will survive.
We better survive, because otherwise I have to redo this all. I mean, see, that's the thing, Kate. Like, if you don't work there, even if you work there, actually, you're technically not obligated to help the customers. You could lose your job over it, but I'm just saying, if you really don't feel like helping someone, you don't have to. But sometimes people ask for stuff, and, like, there's no way you would know that unless you work there, and they ask for, like, I've literally had customers ask me, and again, I was not employed at the store, but they would ask me, like, do you have stuff in the, like, I was looking for X item, do you have any in the back? And I'm like, I can't even go in the back. But, like, I think some people just, like, if you even remotely look like you know what you're doing, they will ask you. So, I mean, again, he should have asked somebody who worked there, and if he can't figure out where the bread is, then, well, he should ask somebody else. But, you know, all I would do is, I'm just like, because sometimes people ask me for stuff, and I literally don't know where it is, so I'm just like, I think it's over there, but you need to ask somebody, and that's the extent of the help they're getting. Yeah, but I mean, it's just weird, because I'm just like, look, I know you're probably having a hard time getting someone to help you, but I can't necessarily help you either, do you see what I'm saying? I mean... But, when Nova, Spirit, Paralyze, okay. We'll see if I can hit these. Nope, I didn't hit that. Good job, mister. I know he's weak against ARs, and he's poisoning the shit out of me. God, I can't even see him on my screen. He's too tall and skinny and dark. Okay, Malik, I need you to do some damage while you're chanting over there, like right there. Oh, no sir, no, back. Oh, Hubert. No, he got over that stoniness very quickly. I just said stoniness. Oh, what do you mean she was feeling sick, Tommy? Was she, like, throwing up, or, like, what happened? Because if it's bad, you're gonna have to take her to the vet, but... I mean, look, okay? Look, okay, hold on, out, when I'm not... Look, does that look easy to see to you? He's a dark color, look at this! This would count as camouflage, okay? I am getting old, but, like, look at this! He's dark on a dark background, like, for the love of God, okay? Okay, I'm sorry, I have to pee real quick. This is what happens when I drink coffee. BRB. You can watch my lovely stats. We do get a trophy if you beat him in 90 seconds or less, by the way. I already did that stuff. Yeet. gives you mithril gauntlets, which, if I'm not mistaken, are the ones that Sophie start with. Which is not the best drop, but it's okay. Look, man! It's not racist. He's literally dark on a dark background, okay?
So, that was Lambda?
Oh, no. In that case, you definitely excuse yourself, okay? But again, like, just because somebody asks you for help doesn't mean you're obligated to help. If you want to, that's cool. But again, sometimes you can't help, and sometimes it's just not good to help anyway. So, again, if he's looking for the bread, he can ask somebody who works there, damn it. Wings! Ta-da! She has allergies. Like, when you say she has allergies, are you talking like she's sneezing, Tommy? Or like she's itching? Or both?
Asbel? Sophie!
You're awake.
We did it.
You're all here. Sophie, can you see us? How do you feel? Is everything okay? Yes, I think so. Oh, Sophie, I'm so glad you're all right. You all saved me. Thank you.
It seems you have failed to eliminate Lambda, Protos Haze.
The mission I have to complete? What was it? Why does it hurt to remember?
She was sneezing a lot. Okay, so that may or may not be allergies, Tommy. So normally in animals, if it's like really bad allergies, like the ones that you actually need to get treated, it's usually a food allergy. And they usually like are scratching a lot and their like fur starts falling out. So if she's just sneezing, it could be she got a kitty cold. It could be like dust related, but not necessarily something you have to go get medicine for. Does that make any sense? But if she has a food allergy, you need to address that because it can make her lose all her fur and she can get hives and stuff. So if she's feeling better, though, that she probably kind of got over it on her own, if that makes any sense. Because cats usually give each other viruses. That's usually how it works. They don't usually catch them from us. Except for COVID. Apparently COVID was a little weird.
Sophie?
How odd. I was sure the particle reconstruction was a complete success.
But if she was sneezing and like it wasn't like nasty snot, like that's kind of mimic it. So if it was just like clear snot, it's okay. If it's like yellow snot or green snot or really, really white colored snot, then she has an infection and you need to take her in. But if it's just like normal clear snot, at least she doesn't have an infection is what I tell you. She may still need to see somebody, but at least it's not an infection at that point. Yeah, I mean, so if you've been in a grocery store before, which, you know, like most people have, but apparently some rich fuckers like Trump have never been in an actual grocery store before, which you can tell by the way he talks. He's the only idiot who thinks they put the apples in the refrigerated section. Anyway, grocery stores are designed, like all of them are designed so that the bread, the meat, and the dairy and produce, they're all on the periphery of the store, like along the edges. And like every single grocery store is pretty much designed like this, so it works for all stores. Which side it's on, that depends on the store, right? But always the meat, the bakery, and then again the dairy and the produce always gonna be on the outside of the store. The inside of the store typically has the canned stuff, the processed stuff, and the frozen stuff typically is kind of in the middle for some weird reason. But yeah, so again, anyone who's been inside of a damn grocery store, just look if you're looking for something that's quote-unquote fresh or made in the store, you always look on the outside of the store. So all I had to do was go around the outside, but, you know. And honestly, the bread, you can usually smell that. When I go into a grocery store, if they're doing their job, you can usually smell the bread coming from the bakery. But, you know, whatever.
Life maintenance functions appear to be fully restored.
Sciatical, okay. I mean, she's probably okay if she's getting better tummy. I mean, it's unlikely it's a food allergy. Usually you figure out if they have a food allergy pretty quickly, so unless she just switched her food recently, there shouldn't be an issue.
But I do see some problems with the information integration.
I have problems with information integration. Can you fix that?
Would you mind returning to the machine we used earlier? I'd like to make some final adjustments.
I don't know why they make you backtrack. They didn't really have to do that, but they chose to, like, I don't know. I guess they just wanted to have machines show up. They could have had all this done in this room if they really wanted to, but no. Nah.
That's fine. Can you make it, Sophie?
Yes.
I don't know if it's the green hair that's catching your attention, but Emerald's character design is, at least her, like, I would say from, like, her shoulders up, is semi-generic looking to me.
Very well. Let's go back.
I mean, maybe it's the yellow eyes and the green hair that's getting your attention. The hair, this is her. Yeah, that's like her anime shot. Can I click on it? No, I can't. They did a good job with the voice, though. She definitely has that kind of, like, dry, like... I don't want to say engineer's voice, but she sounds, like, very scientific-y. Like, she's, like, a more, like, a traditional scientist, whereas Pascal's kind of got the nutty scientist thing going, which is fine. So there's a skit back here. See, these are the skits that I missed, the ones where you have to backtrack.
What did you mean by information integration problems?
Oh, you're gonna sleep over right now? Okay. I hope they can't hear me. They're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about.
You said Protos Haste has no memories from before a certain point in time, correct?
Ultra sleepover. Well, good luck. Well, hope we have fun with the sleepover. Those are usually fun, assuming you actually go to sleep, because sometimes what happens is, like, people just talk the whole time. I know I'm saying this ironically as I'm talking about.
When we first met her, Sophie had lost her memories. That was about 7 years ago.
And I just realized Emerald has this... What is this, a materia? It looks like a...
I don't know what transpired before that point. But the missing parts surely include memories of how Protos Haste came to Athenia.
You know, I think you like Emerald mostly because of her bust. She is a little bustier than the other. Maybe the hair and the bust, huh?
Do you think you'll be able to recover them?
He's window shopping, sir. He's window shopping, alright?
I will not actually be restoring memories, but I will assist Protos Haste in recalling the reason it was sent to Athenia.
Oh, so your other cat's also got... Okay, so that sounds like a respiratory infection, Tommy. They probably caught a kitty cold. Probably not allergies, though. The question is, where did they catch it from? Because usually that doesn't happen unless they're exposed to other cats, but sometimes my cats do spontaneously get sick too. I don't know if maybe I'm making them sick.
The reason she came to our world.
Which makes me feel bad when I think about it. That sounds like a good plan, Katie. I normally, when I go out, I try to look as low-key as possible. Not necessarily because of unwanted male attention. It's just, so it's partially a practicality thing. So my car doesn't have AC, and I live in a very hot part of the country. So I tend to wear clothes that are okay, like good at like athletic clothes, basically, so that I'm not dripping sweat. And I'm usually hauling, like, things that are kind of on the heavy side, so I don't wear nice clothes that's gonna ruin them. Okay, let me... have to go... Oh, getting a... Okay, I'm gonna go... I think this is faster, I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. You have to take the elevators to get back. Is it B2 or B3? Oh, let me do B2. Unfortunately, I can't do fragrance. I'm actually allergic to a lot of perfumes and stuff, so I haven't tried the oil thing. I'm, like, mildly allergic to a lot of stuff. At least I don't need an EpiPen, which is good. But that's why I'm, like, constantly sneezing, because I'm actually allergic to my own cats. And I'm allergic to their litter, and I'm allergic to pollen, and I'm allergic to dust mites. And I take medicine for it, but, you know, sometimes it's just... Sometimes my body's just, like, super sensitive, but it's okay. It's better than having a food allergy. So, actually, this came up earlier. I don't know what's wrong with it. So, I had my... whatever, I don't know if it's Freon, whatever they use for the coolant, I had them refill that, because I thought, you know, normally they just ran out. It's an old car, so I'm like, it just ran out. They did that, and then they checked the hose for a leak, because after they filled it up, they refilled the coolant, and then after about a week, it stopped working, so then they checked the hose, and they said there were no leaks. So then they told me that the only thing they can think of is that the condenser inside the dashboard is broken, but they're like, if we have to go in there, it's going to cost like $2,000. And I'm just like, no, because my car total is probably only worth like $3,000. And I'm like, it's fine, so I just never fixed it. I don't know if they're telling the truth, but I was like legit, like, no, I'm not going to fix that. So I don't have AC right now, which I can tolerate, but it does affect what I wear when I go in my car. If I drive a different car, then obviously I have AC and I don't have to sweat so damn much, but it's fine. I just deal with it. It's been broken for like 4 years. I don't even care at this point. Yeah, I leave the windows down and I just try to make sure I'm constantly moving. It kind of sucks when you're stuck in traffic, because then I just have to deal with all the cars and the exhaust, but I try to avoid that. You bought a bunch of fans? Because you're an airbender? You shouldn't need fans if you're an airbender, damn it.
Now, please look at this.
Brainwashing.
I remember my mission.
Brainwashing.
Lambda. I must destroy Lambda.
Yeah, that's basically what I do, Tommy. I just roll down the windows and try to keep moving so that there's air going through the car. The fans are a pacifist tool. Ah, broke the machine. Good job.
No! What's going on?
You just barbecued her, is what you did.
It seems the procedure was a success.
What are you talking about?
Protos Haste is a weapon created to destroy Lambda. This information, however, had become confused, so So I simply reaffirmed what she needed to know.
Next time, I will destroy him. I will finish this.
Lambda.
Hohenheim!
Playing with your blocks again, are you? If so, then you should smile like this.
Like, literally the spitting image of Hohenheim from Full Metal Alchemist. Like, you're not gonna convince me otherwise. He even has the same face. And the hair. It's just, like, uncanny. Oh, has it been raining a lot over there? Yeah, well, it's hurricane season where I am, so we have like 30-minute thunderstorms, but actually we had a little bit of yeah, that's what I was saying. Full Metal literally that's Hohenheim. That's Hohenheim. I don't care. I don't know if they did this on purpose or not, but yeah. So this is the thing I don't understand about purses. So like, I don't know if they're shrinking back down now. So they keep going through these phases. So like when I was growing up, those little tiny purses, like the ones that were like the size of they're like the size of a smartphone now, those were really, really popular. And then sometime when I got in my 20s, they started getting those like bowling ball bag size, like duffel bag, gym bag sized purses where you could stuff like literally an entire basket worth of shit in it. And now I think they're starting to shrink again. I'm just like, dude, those bowling ball bags are just, like, I've literally seen people stuff, like, dogs and cats and just animals in there, and sometimes they're children, and I'm just like, it's too damn big. I personally like them, like, big enough to put a tablet in, but not bigger than that, but that's just my personal thing. But I figure if it's bigger than that, you need to get an actual bag or a backpack at this point. No. He even kind of sounds like Hohenheim, too, which bothers me. Yeah, like, literally, that's him. I'm not even a big, like, full...
Body may influence a soul just as a soul can shape a body.
I'm not even a big FMA fan, I just... There's no way you're gonna... That's him.
Just look at the child. Every day he becomes more and more human. Do you have any idea at all why I put so much effort into raising him as a human being?
So, there have actually been experiments where this has happened. Oh, hang on one second. There have been experiments where people have tried to raise animals as human beings, and I don't know why, but it basically didn't work. That being said, Lambda is apparently a sufficiently intelligent enough being, but it doesn't work well with animals, is what I'm telling you. So they have tried the research.
It's because I...
Okay, what was that?
Hallucination. Hohenheim.
I think he said the word lambda.
He crosses dimensions. He used the Philosopher's Stone to gain eternal life and to cross universes. I say that and he corrupted this universe, but it's okay.
It's what he called that little kid.
Ugh. Man, if you ever want to see an angry glare from a woman, look at Emerald Red. That's what an angry female glare looks like.
Emerald, is Lambda human?
No, of course not. He is a monster that infects and feeds off other life forms.
Kind of like a mosquito. And a tapeworm. Okay.
Just like a parasite.
Mosquitoes, damn it.
So perhaps Richard has been infected.
Does that mean we have to fight Richard in order to defeat Lambda?
No, that can't be. Sophie? Are you okay?
Perhaps that's as far as it can go.
Oh, I must cover my mouth because I'm saying something evil that shouldn't be said out loud.
Is she still sick?
Some minor data confusion remains, but it is nothing to worry about.
I must destroy Lambda. But Lambda is... Asbel, tell me. What is Lambda?
Well, how do I explain this?
He's kind of like, I don't know either.
Protos Haste, you exist to destroy Lambda. This is your sole reason for existence. The form Lambda takes makes no difference. This time, you must destroy it no matter what the cost.
I'm sorry to hear that, Katie. I'm glad you got over it, though. I have never put eyeshadow in my hair before. That's interesting. How did that work? I actually don't wear a lot of makeup because it's a pain in the ass for me.
Wait, hold on.
So, you know, I mentioned I'm, like, kind of allergic to everything that actually includes makeup. I have tried the hypoallergenic stuff, but it's still, like, I still have contact dermatitis, so just having something on my face in general pisses it off, so I tend not to put it on unless it's a special occasion, because I get rushes.
Sophie doesn't want to fight Lambda because of Richard. I share the same sentiment. We all do. Emerald, there must be something you can do. Wait, we aren't sure that Richard has been taken over completely. Which means we can't give up.
Yeah, and it might be possible to communicate with Lambda, too. It's way too soon to give up.
Are you planning to parlay with Lambda?
Parlay. That's a word I almost never see. Parlay.
Not just Lambda, Richard too.
Asbel,
This is a problem that affects all of us, Sophie. We got into this together, and we'll solve it together.
Friendship.
together as one.
Okay.
Wait, what's happening?
Gotcha. I thought you put the eyeshadow in your hair, and I was just like, I've never seen anyone do that. I'm not sure how it worked. Okay, gotcha. You can see how my imagination is.
Our power is resonating.
What does that mean?
Your powers come from me. I am their source.
That's how you saved us before, right? By sharing your power.
No, it's you who saved me.
I feel like a firefly. Fluorescence.
You gave me the power to change who I was.
So you saved our lives. And then we managed to save you.
This light connects us together. Wow, okay. Now I'm super jealous.
It's okay, your time's coming, Pascal.
Indeed.
Pascal. Captain. Don't worry about it. Let's just get back home, smash that cocoon, and find Richard.
I'm afraid that even the power of Protos Haste will not be enough to breach the cocoon.
Yes, I finally got my girl back. This keeps happening in all the RPGs I've been playing lately. KOS-MOS got wrecked, and now Sophie got wrecked.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be a way.
Well, I suppose you could reinforce your shuttle and then attempt to break through.
Yeah, I'm glad your cats are feeling better, Tommy. Like I said, it's probably just a kitty cold that's going around. They should be over it in like a week, and no more than a week if they're healthy. But yeah, just check and make sure that like when they're sneezing, you don't have like green snot or yellow snot or really, really white snot. If it's just kind of clear snot, then it's okay. They're just sneezing.
Then let's do that.
You don't want the colored snot. Colored snot is bad.
We need a specific attachment to break through the cocoon. But it's available only at a military facility known as Bathurst Citadel.
Bathurst Citadel.
Assuming you can find it, we can make the necessary repairs.
Okay, gotcha, Katie. Having blue highlights sounds pretty cool. I have little silver highlights because I'm getting old. Because a lot of people I know who, like, dye just, like, part of their hair, like, they kind of have to keep dyeing it, so I'm like, I guess that's a semi-annoying, but I guess if it's, like, one little strand, you can maybe do it at home and keep up with it.
Is the Citadel far from here? All right then, we have our plan.
We can stop at the Citadel on our way back to Telos Astu.
Perfect. Let's go.
Alright, yay! So I get Sophie back. So I think she finally gets her... No, just kidding. It takes her forever to get her level 2 blast caliber. Oh, so I have to get back out of here, of course. Oh god. This stupid elevator. They could have put a warp in there, but no. Thankfully, it's not that long of a walk, but still. They could have put a warp in there, damn it. Okay. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, Katie. Take care at work. We'll catch you later. Stay safe. And go to the bathroom, too.
Don't push yourself, Sophie. We just got you back, you know?
I'll be careful.
Good.
If you feel faint, just have Asbel carry you again. Even if he's not very good at it.
Damn, Sherry.
Just make sure you don't drop her.
Oh, damn, Hubert. Everyone getting on Asbel's case.
Man, sharing that power must be what makes them so close.
Sharing that power must be what makes them burn each other so much. New brush. I don't know who Warren London is, Tommy, but if you got a new brush, that's great. Most cats love being brushed. I say most, but actually, Giz doesn't like being brushed. I don't know if he hates it or not, but when I try to brush him, attacks the brush. So I don't know if he's playing or he just doesn't like it. But Muffin goes bonkers when I pull out the brush.
I think there's more to it than that.
Okay, so I'm just noticing Pascal's hand motions here, and the placement's just not good. Anyway,
I wish I had magical powers.
I'm just gonna scroll past that. Keep this PG.
Hey, Sophie, can you make it so the captain and me are all zippy-zappy like you guys?
What's wrong with sirens, huh? Are we discriminating against sirens? There's not that many of them, okay? I'm a dying breed. Zippy zappy.
I don't think so.
It's just like, nah, I'm not gonna split myself up so you can have special powers again. This time, you're gonna have to sit out. For now.
Oh, nuts.
She literally disintegrated Pascal.
We may learn something that can help you at Bathos Citadel.
For seriously?
Indeed. It was our main research center regarding the abilities of Protoss Haste.
Oh, heck yeah! Come on, guys, let's go!
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what kind of brush you buy. So I have what it's called a soft slicker brush. I don't know if that's what you got, but just do gently at first, because if you, with a lot of brushes, if you press down too much, eventually it will scratch their skin, which some cats do actually like, but it can cause a little damage if you brush too hard. So just do it gently at first, and then they'll let you know if they want it brushed harder.
Emerald said that Lambda was a being that feeds off other life.
The cats will let you know if they like it, and they'll also let you know if they don't like it.
I'm a humanoid that was created to destroy Lambda. That's my purpose.
Please, don't talk like that, Sophie.
But it's true. It's reality. So if this Cornell guy is the one who was responsible for raising Lambda, then who were Sophie's parents?
What are you suggesting?
Emerald said that Cornell was some big-shot humanoid researcher, yeah? So was there someone else capable of making Sophie?
It was me. Just kidding. Oh, tablet? Don't do that. Okay, so... Bad lizard, go away. I don't know why I'm picking this up, because it's not going to end up mattering, but... So I have to go back down here to trigger a skit. So dumbass me didn't realize there was a little robot that acted as a store over here. So if you're gonna grind this area, don't run back to the city, the Telos Astu place. Don't run back there. You can, excuse me, large plant thing. So you have to have Emerald for this skit. That's why it didn't pop up earlier.
This looks like a Florida child would build.
I don't know about you, but I wasn't building things that elaborate when I was young. Maybe I was lazy.
When I was little, I made these all the time. I set up anti-personnel traps and ran from my sister, and then was all, pshoo!
Yeah, I guess I wasn't smart enough. Pascal did it.
You must have been an incredible kid.
This world used to be home to a great many people, many of them exceptionally gifted, just as Pascal here. But the monsters created by Lambda triggered a massive war, and now you see what our world has become.
You know, I'll admit it now, but I was kind of worried that maybe it was the Amarcians who ruined everything.
I'm glad it wasn't us.
I bet you're pretty relieved that wasn't the case.
Indeed, the fault for this lies with Lambda alone.
That's good timing. Like I said, you'll kind of know if you're doing it right, because they'll be like meowing and purring and rubbing up against you because they want more. No, I don't. Bad plan. I don't need this sparkly, but I'm going for it anyway because why not? That was totally not worth it. There are enemies that drop that later. You get like a whole bunch of them. Alright. Alright, so this is kind of a big area, but...
I've been thinking about Affinia as of late. We have no way of knowing how things are progressing there.
It's pretty stressy, huh?
Stressy.
Can you use Poisson's communication device to contact anyone?
She's trying to do this Tamagotchi thing.
I find it unlikely that a bird could fly all the way to our world.
Well, let's just see. Off you go, birdie.
Sorry, Tamagotchi. It's like a combination of tamago, which is egg, and then tomodachi, which is friend, so it's Tamagotchi. It's hard for me to say.
And? It came back. I don't think this will work.
Then I guess it's the reinforced shuttle or nothing if we want to return.
Mm-hmm.
That time is already upon us. We should hurry.
Yeah.
Yep. You okay?
That was a weird voice clip. Alright, let me see if I can remember how to navigate this area, because it's a little weird. There is a card, for those of you who collected those magic cards, there is a card around here, but I already got it on the other save, so I spared y'all. All of Sharia's little ribbon things are about, like, people cheating. Which, she ends up with Asbel, of all people. I'm like, he's not gonna cheat on you, but it's okay. Nope. Dragons! I'm gonna try to avoid them, but nope. Bad dragon. Bad dragon, bad dragon. Okay. Excuse me. I love allergies. I do not. She attacked the brush. Okay. I mean, so Gizmo does that when I brush him. I think he thinks it's more of a toy, but... just depends on the cat. Nope, no touchy. I think it's this way. No, no, don't run with me. Yeah, thankfully I went through all this so I don't have to collect soul orbs. If I get inside the cocoon, I haven't done that yet. But we'll see. Yay, rice! You know, it must have been a pain translating this, because it's obviously incomplete sentences, but they managed. Humans destroying themselves, imagine that. A lump of clay.
Am I the only one finding it hard to breathe?
You've been under constant pressure since we came to this world. Maybe looking at those flowers would Huh?
What is it?
Those aren't real flowers. They're just made out of clay.
Well, yeah, you figure out how she wants to be brushed, Tommy. The older cats probably just like it more gentle, but...
No, Sharia. Those are real flowers. What?
It is true. When they lost their Elith, they transformed into that clay-like substance.
lost their Elith?
You mentioned some difficulty breathing. The disappearance of Elith is the cause of that as well. Very soon, this world will be completely dead.
That can't be. The world will die?
Yes, the Elith that springs from the planet's core has run dry.
Yeah, it takes a little takes a little practice time. I find that they have the most loose fur, like, kind of around their tail. So, like, you know, the base of her tail. That's usually where I end up catching a lot of hair. And, like, the back of her back legs, the back of her hind legs, they have a hard time reaching that, too. But it kind of depends on the cat, so... Those are the areas I usually focus on when I'm, brushing things. Beyond this... Oh god. I'm assuming it's beyond this is a military facility. Access to civilians is strictly prohibited. Fun with that stuff. Stars. I like how it's okay to bring Pascal, but they let the other two girls here, but they take Pascal. It's dangerous. You stay here, except for Pascal. You don't count. Oog. I don't know how I feel about this kid. Why? I don't know. I don't know why I'm ignoring you. That's just what my programming told me to do. Yeah, this kid's like not easy to deal with, but it's okay. This society apparently was going down the tubes before Sophie got sent to Euphonia. Like, what kind of a kid does this kind of motion? Ah, you're a cheeky human, aren't you? T-Rex. So she supposedly lost all her memories prior to her coming to Euphonia, but she remembered this, oddly enough. That's a legit question by Aspel. Now she's being secretive. Okay. She's learning the wrong crap from Shuria. Okay, you don't actually learn anything from that. No, you don't learn anything from that either. Okay. I always check to see if you get an art from it. Okay, so this little humanoid sells stuff. So you don't have to walk your ass away, because I was being dumb and I was walking all the way back every single damn time. Don't do that if you're grinding.
Welcome to Bath's Citadel.
Ah, yes, I totally came here to take a tour. One more question? What's the question, Tommy?
It's been out of service for hundreds of years, yet still it looks brand new.
Hang on a second. I hope this doesn't play sound. I don't want to play sound right now. Oh, that looks like a Furminator to me. Tommy, be extra careful with that brush. That's a de-shedding brush, but it's got, what do you call it? The little teeth on the comb are a lot sharper than an average brush. So yeah, brush very gently. It works better on, like, dogs. Or, in my case, I had huskies. It works better on huskies and, like, labs and stuff. Like, things that shed like crazy. Or German Shepherds.
Where can we find this shuttle reinforcement?
Any dog breed that has, like, a double coat, those things work great on. But, for cats don't have double coats, so just be careful. Or, at least I'm not aware of any cats that have double coats.
It should be deep within the Citadel.
Okay, let's get going.
Okay, see, this is another one. You have to go back outside to trigger this skin.
Sophie, do you know where we are? No, I don't have any memories of this place.
Just the brooch.
This is not something Protoss Haste would be familiar with. After you set off for Affinia, Bath's Citadel was converted into a facility for the research of new weaponry that could be used against Lambda's monster spawn.
Lambda's starting to sound like Sid at this point. Sid.
I bet you have all sorts of weapons we've never seen before. Creosote tanks? Nah, that's nothing. Oh, maybe some indiscriminate planetary smackdown munitions?
Indiscriminate planetary smackdown munitions, she says.
That sounds great.
No, it doesn't sound great, Sophie. She's basically asking if there's a Kamehameha, like, in a weapon form, basically, that anyone could just shoot. Because that's totally gonna go wrong. The first one's correct. Mariko. M-A-R-I-K-O. Yeah.
No, I'm afraid we do not use such antiquated weaponry.
Antiquated?
You should have noticed by now, the humanoids are our most advanced weapons.
Yeah, it's okay, Tommy. I knew you were talking about.
Look no further than Protoss Haste. I challenge everyone to ask themselves, what war machine could possibly compete with a humanoid that can act independently and adapt to any circumstance? The answer is obvious.
Okay, I'm gonna avoid these guys too, because I don't have to. monocle eyewear that proves you are a true gentleman. A monocle reveals a person's rank and stature. So apparently, Frederick is high up on this on the social scale because he has one. I don't know if I'm going to be using Haber, but I'm going from goggles to a monocle. You know, the first time I played this game, it took me forever to figure out how to trigger these stupid things. You have to stand in front of a certain block.
It moved.
It moved.
That's a relief. It seems the system is still operational. When the base personnel fled at the end of battle, they activated an intruder defense system designed to stop outsiders from using the base.
Does that mean we can't get inside?
It is complicated, but we should not have problems if we deactivate the defenses one by one. To proceed, continue using the switches to move the walls like before.
Okay.
Open. Okay. Yeah, that brush you need to brush real softly, Tommy, because it's designed for undercoats, which your cats actually don't have. If you guys are, I don't know, if you guys have pets, you might know what a Furminator is. That's the kind of brush he bought. That's why I told them to be careful, because it's a little heavy duty for a cat. I'm not saying you can't use them on cats, but it's, again, usually for double-coated breeds of dogs. Oh, just kidding. I need to go in the bottom one. Are you gonna let me get to this chest? Haha. Ah, yeah, that's good, Tommy. I mean, you'll kind of notice, like, if you brush for a while, eventually less fur comes out. That's usually a good sign that you can stop. But you can brush her for as long as she wants. But yeah, when I was doing rescue work, though, and you pulled out the brush, like, all the cats would freaking, like, mob me. I'd have, like, 10 cats at my feet, all wanting to be brushed, and I'm just like, yo. I think I go south. Yeah. No, spin that way. Like, all the way over here. They drop these in the random battles here. Walk all the way over here. That's good. I'm glad Mariko's feeling better. I will eventually probably have to fight one of these battles if you're really itching to see what the enemies look like in here. Eventually I'm gonna run into one. Okay, sorry, I was reading that.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah, when we pulled this switch, the wall on the other staircase moved.
If If you understood that much, we shouldn't have any problems. Let's hurry on.
She's like, good job for reading that out. Move to the right. I missed this the first time I went through here. It's hard to see.
Considering how big this facility is, I guess it makes sense that it was used as a military base. And to think that you were part of all this. It's still so hard for me to believe you were stationed here, sent on a mission to destroy Lambda.
That's...
Sophie, please, let me do it instead.
But stopping Lambda is my responsibility. This is not something anyone else can do.
I think that's the first time she makes that that particular expression in the chat, in the skit. I said chat.
Don't worry about me, Asbel. I will protect you, and everyone else.
It's my turn to protect you for once. You've already done so much for everyone. I don't want you putting yourself in danger again.
But you can't beat him, Asbel. Only I can, and I will.
It's just funny, because actually Asbel's the one who ends up kind of beating him. Through the power of friendship. This is actually a really good book. I have it in my other one, but for now I'm going to leave it out. See, I like how they tell you there's something moving upstairs, because, you know, normally you couldn't tell that. There you go, see? Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, I knew I knew eventually that was gonna happen. Actually don't remember which tree is best for these guys. He has little lasers on his arm. I thought Sophie was gonna kill him, but she didn't get to him. Okay, strange gear, head right. She doesn't like the brush. Okay. You might have to start slowly, Tommy, especially if you haven't brushed them before. It might take them a little bit to get used to it. But some cats just don't like being brushed, so. Debonair dandy. Yeah, there's basically, this is stuck, so I have to fix that to progress. I gotta go back down the stairs. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this without getting tagged, but... No touchy. Yep. Take the lift up again. No. Shoot! 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 Ah! Foil. These, I want to say like girls, but these female android things heal just like Sophie. Ow. Stop warping! Stop warping! It's cheating! That's one thing that Sophie can't do is warp. Martian key.
Hey, what's this?
How nostalgic. It has been a while since I have seen an Amarcian key.
A key? So what's it open?
You know, her hand motions are so weird, Emerald. It's like I got one on my little gem chest thingy and then one under my elbow. It looks like she's trying to cast a spell or something.
Long ago, it was used in the doors of Amarcian design structures.
So, can it open any doors around here?
No, I highly doubt it would have been used in a fortification such as this. There was a time where that style of door was constructed abundantly, but it had grown obsolete by the time I had entered into my deep sleep.
Aw, nuts. Guess it's useless.
No need to run hastily to conclusions. There may still be doors that use such a lock on Ephinia.
Oh, really? Well, I hate dragging around useless junk, but this seems like a winner right here.
So I apparently walked past it. Yeah. Okay. So that left part goes back to the entrance, which I don't need to go to yet. I think that. Oh, no, no, no. I think that does the same thing. Don't do that.
Got a second, Hubert? Will you spar with me?
It's so weird. Like, everyone in this game is, like, picking a fight with Asbel at one point. It's kind of weird, because this happens in Rebirth, too. You end up finding each one of your party members at least once.
Here? Now? Where is this coming from?
Like, yeah, like right now.
When the shuttle repairs are complete and we return to Ephinia, I may have to fight Richard again.
The man was quite a skilled swordsman, as I recall. You're right to be worried.
I want to save him without inflicting more damage than necessary. And to pull that off, I need far greater skills than I have now.
Very well then. I should call Sophie over to participate as well.
2v1.
No, it's okay. I don't want her involved in this.
But
Sophie's become oddly stubborn about the whole Lambda thing. She thinks it's her responsibility to face him alone. I need to prove to her that I can protect her.
if anyone can do so, it's you.
Alright, let me try with this group. Ah. Yep. I kind of forgot what this guy's weak against. Yeah, okay. Brush your mark and that's.
This room should have what we're looking for.
These humanoids seem more complete.
I mean, at least they're not breaking out of test tubes.
Look out! Huh? What's with the glowing block? It seems to be reacting to Sophie's power.
Here they come.
I'm trembling.
Human, organic, paralyzed. Paralyzed machine. They're humans and machines. Alright, let me That's paralyzed. Human. Organic. Organics. Lotus. Human, organic. I'm trying to keep on paralyzed. Plasma shock. Human. That's human. This is also. I am not gonna remember this, but I'm gonna try. Let's do concussive there and plasma shock. I'm gonna definitely get these mixed up once again. See, I should have done that one like. Stop warping! I totally used her as bait right there. Totally used her as bait right there. She's fine. Oh, I did that a little early. There you go. You can kind of spam these. Oh, you little butthole. I was hoping he wouldn't summon anymore, but he did. Stop warping! Ah, boo-boo! Oh, okay, that worked.
That was too close.
It was fine, really. I had more trouble fighting against you.
We'd better find the shuttle reinforcement and get out of here.
May I ask what the significance of this attachment is?
It's made from a metal called Daris ore, which possesses lambda-resistant properties.
Hey, that wolf is a boo-boo, okay? That wolf is a real boo-boo.
Daris ore reacts to and absorbs the eleth that powers the abilities of Protoss Haze.
The one-on-one battles in this game kind of suck. You don't have that many of them. Well, that's a lie. Tales games always have at least one 1v1, but the ones in this game really, really suck. The ones in Rebirth are not too bad. You just have a handful of them. Except when Millhouse freaking cheats. That doesn't count. He cheated.
I'm a little worried. I thought we'd find it here, but I'm not seeing anything.
That is a lot of sugar, Warlord, not gonna lie. It's kind of a lot.
We may have no choice but to build it ourselves.
That sounds complicated.
Obviously the McFlurry takes priority though, because, you know, meltiness.
Okay, so if the angle of entry is and the velocity is here, then the density will have to be.
So, this is what advanced civilizations do, y'all. You would think, like, first thing you think is lasers and stuff, right? No, no. Hammers.
Pascal?
Hammers. Then the lasers, but...
Whee! Look at him go!
Advanced 3D printing.
No attack. It's just Pascal being crazy again.
You know, sometimes it's more dangerous than an attack.
What could she possibly be doing that requires so much noise?
Oh, yay, it's done! Presenting my newest invention, the ultra-strong, ultra-secret, super cool Daris Bit!
I like how she didn't even ask first, because if she was wrong, like, she just used up all the Daris ore. It's okay. Good job, Pascal.
Goodness.
See, I saw that block get all glowy in response to Sophie's power. And then I heard you talk about Daris ore, and I saw this, and yeah, so here we are.
I made a big pointy thing.
You are truly a worthy descendant of the Amarcians.
But wait, there's more. Act now, and I'll totally throw these in for free and stuff.
They totally stole that from American advertising, too. Well, what's that guy that... There was a one famous salesman that kept saying, but wait, there's more. I forgot what his name was. Act now.
Here, Captain, try this ring on.
Shiny rings.
What is this for?
I made him from the leftover Daris ore. One for you and one for me. Rings? You two aren't engaged, are you?
Oh my god, Sharia.
I'm pretty sure that's not the case.
So if we wear these, we should be able to use the same power as everyone else.
Ah.
Oh my gosh, it's totally warm and tingly. It's like swimming in hot cocoa.
I wouldn't go that far, but there's certainly a strange power at work.
I feel like Malik actually knows what it feels like to swim in hot cocoa. You finished like 8 minutes? Okay, that's good timing. That should be enough. I mean, you have short-haired cats, and that stuff pulls hair out pretty quickly, as you can see. So, if you did it for that long, you should have gotten all of these hairs. Furs, sorry.
Yay, me!
It's identical to the light we possess.
It's strange, but I feel stronger.
I feel like a title's coming. You do learn new techniques from this for Pascal and Malik, which is good.
Yeah, so when I heard the ore could absorb Sophie's eleth, I thought it might work for us too. Now Captain Malik and I will be more help than ever.
My mages no Nova spells now.
We should be able to tackle those new monsters along with the rest of you.
They were doing fine before, but it's okay.
Now we just have to snap the Darius bit onto the shuttle and we're good to go. Do you think the shuttle has been repaired by now?
Yeah, this whole time my this poor Sai has been working on my ship this entire time.
I don't know. It's a pretty big job, especially for one person.
A little tiny humanoid.
Then we should hurry back. If it's still being repaired, we might be able to lend a hand.
Right. Back to the city then.
I don't know how the hell we're carrying this, but we are. The new titles are nice, by the way, but, I don't have things. Yeah, be careful with the tail. Be careful with the tail. You can brush the tail, but again, it's difficult, so... If they don't want you to do it, then don't do it.
A ring. Oh, how I used to fantasize all the time about that ring Asbel had.
Yeah, she's definitely oozing teenage girl vibes here, but it's okay. She is a teenage girl.
You look happy. Is it because of that ring?
It certainly doesn't have anything to do with you.
Oh, and then she flipped.
What? Okay.
That's a good response, Asbel. That's good, Tom. That's good. You just keep practicing, and you'll kind of figure out approximately how long you have to brush and how, you know, like how hard to do it, I guess. How much pressure to put.
Hey, wait a minute. When we were kids, Asbel promised he would buy me a ring when we were older, didn't he?
You know, promises you make when you're kids don't count, okay? I had somebody propose to me when I was like 5. Clearly that didn't happen, so yeah, don't do that.
Or maybe it does have something to do with you.
Wait, what?
When we were kids, you promised to buy me a ring when we were older. Don't you remember?
This is absolutely not the time to be bringing this up.
I don't remember that. Anyway, we need to hurry back to that city where we found Emerald.
I totally forgot. I suppose I should have seen that one coming.
I mean, to be fair, this is really not the time to be bringing it up. Stuck on other planet, literally. You know. Alright, now you can work out. There's all this cool stuff, but you can't actually do anything with it.
Hold on a moment. Would you mind if I asked you something about Affinia?
Yeah, the base of the tail, they like getting scratched there, but that is also a vulnerable spot for them, Tommy. So again, if they're not used to the brushing and then you suddenly try to brush them there, sometimes they get a little defensive.
We thought that Lambda had laid waste to Affinia, just as he did our world. But it appears that is not the case.
Not yet.
No, Affinia is... well, it's home to vibrant people and plentiful natural resources. Clean air, fresh water.
Yeah, speaking of water, I'm assuming I've been getting that from somewhere else, because there's definitely none here.
It's pretty much perfect.
I see. So Affinia continues to possess what Fodra has lost. Unfortunately, the future is uncertain as long as Lambda exists.
Lambda has already absorbed the Elith from our Valkanus Creus.
No, he's talking about his cat's tail, Warlord. Like, not the plant either, like an actual tail of a cat. I know there's like a plant that's called a cat's tail. I used to pick those when I was younger. They grew wild in my backyard, and I remember bopping people with them. Not hard, because you can't really hit anyone with them. You know what? I was like 7. Give me a break.
And he's also formed a cocoon at the entrance to our planet's core.
I found out later that the lake I was pulling them out of apparently had water moccasins in them too, so I wasn't supposed to be walking around barefoot. It's a miracle I didn't step on one and get bitten. Water moccasins is a type of snake, if you guys are not familiar, and yeah, they live in they live near the water or in this sometimes the like shallow areas of the water. They'll just dig in the mud and yeah, I was walking around there barefoot. There were also alligator snapping turtles that were running around that were like 2 feet long. It's amazing I didn't get injured that whole time when I was living by this lake, because I was just walking in there like unsupervised. I could kind of swim at the time, but I didn't know there were animals in there that were harmful. I never realized that. I don't even have Kingdom Hearts 2, so no, that's not gonna happen. I don't really have any of the Kingdom Hearts games. I think I started playing the first one and it just wasn't my cup of tea, so I didn't end up getting the rest of them. I don't think. Maybe they're buried in my collection somewhere.
I think Lambda plans to merge with the Lestalia and become Athenia's new core. The cocoon is the final step in this process. It is a place for him to rest and gather strength. When he is ready, he will undergo a complete rebirth and fuse with the Lestalia.
Rebirth.
Rebirth?
Rebirth. Rebus. What do you mean, if we had tails? Do you know any women who have tails? Because I got bad news for you, Warlord. There's really only one circumstance in which people will have tails. And it's not something that should be happening, so... Unless it's a congenital defect. Like, sometimes people are born with a little bit more of a... Like, their coccyx bone, the one that's, like, kind of the tailbone. It kind of, like, a little bit longer than usual, but again, usually only... It's either a random mutation or due to too much inbreeding. And the whole thing about women getting fat, I mean, that's kind of a societal thing, so if you want to get real picky about it, quit fat-shaming people. No. Like, what does a dragon tail even look like? Like a Komodo dragon? We don't got no dragons, okay? Like an iguana tail?
Lambda cannot fuse with the Lestalia unless his host body is converted.
So I thought he already fused with the Lestalia in this world. But I guess he didn't... I don't know if he had a host body. I actually don't remember if that's a plot hole or not.
What happens if he fuses with Infinia's core?
Because he literally did that in this world. He fused with this, and that's why it looks like crap. Oh, did she scratch you, Tommy, or she just didn't let you do what you were trying to do?
He will become a new being of incredible power, inhabiting Aphinia as his host.
Boy, Lavos has a lot of copycats, let me tell you.
In essence, Aphinia will become Lambda.
But then, what happens to all the people of Aphinia?
Tough toots.
With Lambda absorbing all the Eleth, the environment will no longer be able to sustain life.
I mean, I don't know what you mean by hiding them, Warlord. If you mean, like, not putting them up for exhibit, that's one thing. But if you just mean, like, not revealing to the public that they have the dinosaur bones, I mean, I don't know, like, if they just spend a lot of time studying them and they want to make sure it's actually a different dinosaur and that's why they don't say anything, or maybe they found some new link. Oh. I'm not sure what's going on with Mariko, Tommy, but hopefully she's okay, and hopefully you're okay too.
So our world will die, just as yours did.
Oh, these planetary parasites, damn it.
Then we have to get back as soon as possible.
Indeed. Even as we speak, Lambda is doubtless in the final stages of his rebirth. Let us return to the launch bay and see about getting the Darius bit attached.
Oh, yo, what? Oh, yo, what? Alright, so I do have one more duel coming up, actually. So I was able to beat him on Chaos in my other save. Oh, speaking of dragons. And giant reptilian things, I'm conveniently avoiding. And giant bugs. Yeah, I think the worst thing about, like, prehistoric times is the bugs were freaking huge. Can you imagine, like, a spider, like, the size of a house, like, running around? I think I would just, like... I think I would just jump off a cliff. Don't want to deal with that.
Lambda's powers are evolving at an accelerated rate. His Nova monsters may have already begun wreaking havoc on Aphinia.
I mean, so, I was thinking about streaming Final Fantasy VI Advance, actually, but, apparently 10 keeps coming up. I do have it. I have the I don't even know what you call it, the HD remaster re-release, or whatever the hell it is. I do have it on PS5. 6 is actually my favorite one, though. I have a soft spot for 4, but that's for personal reasons, but... it didn't age very well.
We must proceed with all haste.
Because I actually didn't... I started playing through the Game Boy Advance version of it, but I didn't actually finish. And as far as I'm aware, that's actually the most complete version of Final Fantasy VI. They keep re-releasing it, but not releasing everything, so I get confused. I don't know if the Pixel Remaster has all the new summons and stuff.
Pardon me, Emerald, but what exactly defines a Nova monster?
Ferocious abominations created by Lambda, the ones responsible for laying waste to this world. Those with red eyes are especially powerful.
Those must be...
Yes. The monsters that attacked us at Lond. And at those ruins in the snow.
So this is really random, but the fact that they call them Nova monsters is interesting. So Ford, like the car company, they released... I think it was a Ford. They released a car called the Nova in the US, and like they tried to release the same car in Mexico, right? Because it was doing pretty well in America, and I can't remember. It's like I think it's just like your typical four-door. It might have been like I don't think it was an SUV. I think it was like a four-door sedan type car. So pretty basic, like normal ass car. They tried to release this in Mexico, and they didn't change the name. So I didn't understand this until recently, actually. But you know that. So the word Nova in Spanish means no-go, like literally. So they released a car over there that was literally named no-go, so they thought the car sucked, so they didn't buy it. I'm like, that's one of the times you probably should have changed the name of the car. Anyway, sorry, that I just got reminded that because of the skit.
They came from the cocoon, which means there can be no doubt that King Richard has been infected by Lambda.
If I'm gonna play through 10, I'm not gonna necessarily go for OP, because the game is not that hard, to be honest. Like, if you just play through casually, I would probably try to do something a little different. I'd have to look up the different challenges, because some people do, like, the no-grid challenge. That's hard as fark. Some people do the no-grid challenge, and then some people have, like, other restrictions, like you can use the grid, but you can't unlock you can't use, like, the level 1 through level 4 lock spheres, and there's all sorts of interesting little challenges, so I've never actually tried it that way, so I might do that instead, because that's a little more interesting, and apparently people like to watch streamers suffer when they're playing. If I've played through the game before and it wasn't, like, terribly difficult, I try to have some sort of handicap, so that way there's a reason to watch. So, like, when I was playing Landgrosser, like, for instance, I didn't hire any mercenary troops, because that makes the game significantly harder. Well, in some parts of the game, it makes it significantly harder. I'll have to look and see what kind of... Because there's, like... I'm sure there's, like, no magic runs, low-level runs, no sphere grid. Well, I mean, not low-level runs, obviously. They don't really have levels, but limited sphere grid usage and yada yada. Or I could try to do some really weird mixes if I can unlock some of those spheres early. Like, I could make, like, for instance, I could make Tidus, like, a tank or something. You can do all sorts of weird things with that game. Yeah, so one thing you can do, Tommy, if they're not warming up to the brush is, like, you can try to feed them treats while you're brushing them, and then they'll kind of, like, associate the treats with the brushing, but it takes a while for them to learn that, so... Well, I'm just saying that Final Fantasy X is just the base game is not difficult. If you just, like, go through, like, normal, it's not something you should be struggling a whole bunch with until, like, maybe towards, like, so Unalesca's kind of a boo-boo, if you don't have zombie protection and stuff, but for the most part, especially if you grind, you really shouldn't be having too much trouble, but, I'll have to see. I need to look up some stuff. Well, I'm just saying, in general, you're not going to be struggling that much. I'm not going to say there aren't hard bosses, because there are some... Oops. I went to the wrong one. There are some bosses that will absolutely give you trouble if you're not prepared, but, like I said, Unalesca's kind of a bitch because of all the status effects and crap, but, it's definitely not one of those games where you have to get the ultimate weapons in order to, like... Unless you're going to do the Omega stuff. You don't have to have the ultimate weapons or anything like that. You can just kind of go through. It's like one of those things, as long as you, like, play every... I know, Muffin, that's right. If you fight, like, every random encounter and do the bosses, in general, you'll be the proper level or whatever, to beat the game. Especially if you can get to the last battle, because, like, you literally can't lose. Like, literally. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. Let me switch this out. I'm trying to think what's, Let me try this. And I'm gonna temporarily take this off. Ha ha ha. Make it a little easier on myself. Well, see, the reason why I mentioned Unalesca is because if you don't have good zombie protection, she can kind of fark you up. Because when I went in, I didn't really have that, so she kept zombieing me, which is a pain in the ass. And then she heals you because she's a bitch. So that was a little bit annoying. Because again, when she freaking zombies you, she freaking heals you to death. I'm like, boo-boo crap. Yeah, you can do so many interesting things with Final Fantasy X because of the sphere grid system, but yeah, like I said, the no grid thing is, you can definitely do it, but God, it's annoying as hell. Alright, let me see if I may or may not be able to do this on the first try. I did it when I was playing casually. We'll see what kind of... Oh, wait, hold on. Just kidding. Let me alter these a little bit. I think he's just a human, right? Okay, so let me put Demon Fang there. Hopefully I can interrupt him. Human. Infernal Torrent. He's just a human. This one, what am I gonna do? You know, I don't think I can paralyze them, but I need more human slashy things. Actually, let me use Shockwave, that's a little easier for me to... Okay, just kidding.
Asbel, we stand on the brink of the most perilous battle of our lives.
Sir?
Thanks to Pascal, I now wield the same power as you do. But if I hope to be of assistance, I need you to show me that power.
You want to see my power in action? Now that I think about it, we haven't sparred one-on-one since I was a student in training.
This is not training, and I will hold nothing back. This time will be for real.
Why is everyone trying to beat me up?
I completely understand, sir. I I vowed to become stronger so I could protect everyone.
Then let me see that resolve reflected in your steel.
So I could have been a real boo-boo and taken his armor and weapon off, but... Actually, I don't know if that affects it or not. I think it does, because when I fought him, I forgot to take his jewel off, and I swear that he was getting benefits from it. Alright, don't be a boo-boo. He, like, auto-heals, too. He has rescue on, which is really, really not... Oh, I forgot to change my cooking. Oh, that's not the one I meant to trigger. Haha. Oh, I got lucky there. Oh, I definitely have these set wrong. Okay. Oh, shit! Oh, God, he one-shotted me!
I lost.
Wow. He fucking one-shotted me. Alright.
Is that all?
What a bitch.
Sir?
Do you really want me to go ahead and finish you off? Come on, answer me, Asbel.
Wow. Okay, so... Fine, sir. Oh, this doesn't work, apparently. Yeah, so I needed to switch this out. I did this first time when I tried this, but it's okay. Okay, so... Let me temporarily switch this. He boo-booed me. He boo-booed me. Doubles duration. Okay, let's do that. And I need the one that doubles the effect of the cooking. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's try that again. He boo-booed me. Oh, you get to see all the skits this time. Yeah, he freaking one-shotted me. I'm telling you, he's dangerous as fuck.
Captain Malik, will you please fight me again? I must defeat you if I hope to become a man who can protect his friends.
Well, you actually get to see all the skits this time, because if you win, it just skips to the winning skit.
Look at you, babbling onto your foes.
Oh, did it heal me? I didn't check and see if it healed me.
You're nothing but a pair of lips flapping in the breeze. You don't have the power to protect anyone.
Damn, he's being mean.
You said this was no training bout, Captain. So ready yourself. I haven't lost if I still draw breath.
I mean, so, I can make shorts, Warlord, but I don't know if you know anything about YouTube algorithms. It's actually not a good idea to do that. Technically, if I'm trying to grow my channel, I put that in quotes, but, yeah, shorts are, so the thing I don't like about the shorts is I have to do that on my phone. I can't do it on my computer, apparently, which is weird. So, like, the quality is, like, usually really shitty and stuff, but I guess that's kind of the point, because it's short. Alright, mister. When I fought him last time, he kept restoring his life, and I had to kill him like 3 times. It was so annoying. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Yeah, go for that cluster raid. That's a little easier for me to dodge. Don't recover your life. Okay. The first time I fought him, he literally triggered rescue like 3 times, and he like came back. It healed him like almost completely 3 times, and I'm like, that's so annoying. Why am I flexing? What do you mean flexing? I'm just letting you know because people don't realize that people who like are trying to grow and like get monetized on YouTube, you guys don't realize that if you switch formats, so like there's basically 3 formats. There's basically streaming, like live streaming, and then there's long form video. So that's just like a normal ass video. You can have normal ass videos that are short, but they're not in the short section, and then they have actual shorts. If you're trying to grow your channel, I'm just letting you know, I don't give 3 shits, but if you're trying to grow your channel, try to stick to one of those things. Either stream a lot, post long form videos a lot, or just or post shorts. I would not spread them across the 3. That actually kills your that kills your promotion. Like YouTube is much less likely to promote your channel if you do that, and I can explain why. It has to do with like attention, like retention, and like how long people stay in your videos. So like if you post a bunch of shorts normally and then you post a video that's 10 minutes long, YouTube's looking like, hey, people usually click on it and they stay for 30 seconds because duh, I'm posting shorts, right? And then they're gonna see like, oh, well, this is a 10-minute video and people are only watching for 30 seconds, right? Because that's kind of what happens. Like usually when you switch to a long form video, people are like, I'm interested in your shorts, not your long-term videos, so they only watch for like 30 seconds. They're like, oh, they only watch for 30 seconds of your 10-minute video. Your videos must suck, so I'm not gonna promote it. That's exactly how this works, okay? So I'm just letting you know, and it kind of goes in reverse too. Usually when you have long form videos, which actually my channel is mostly long form videos if you look at it, the majority of my videos are still long form. So they look at that, and then if I post a short, they're just like, well, you know, you normally post long form and now you're trying to do shorts, this sucks, I'm not going to promote it. So again, crossover is not real great. Live streaming is kind of iffy because it can help kind of promote your shorts and your long form videos, like you can use for content, but it can kind of mess up the algorithm too, depending on how many people are coming to your stream, how long they stay, yada yada yada. So there's all sorts of lovely little algorithm gymnastics you have to do. I'm just letting you know that because apparently that's not common knowledge.
So the day I lose to a student has finally come.
You freaking one-shotted me earlier, boo-boo. Okay, so mom. Okay, so you can kind of tell which cats like being brushed out. Like, you just keep trying it. It's good to get those hairs off if you can, because it prevents hairballs.
Sir.
You know, Asbel, I'll be completely frank with you. I left Fendel behind because I didn't believe in the power of words. That's why I couldn't say anything to Kurt.
Captain.
I think that people who trust their own power also have faith in the power of their words. So keep talking, Asbel.
I get what he's saying, but it's just like kind of random.
Speak your vows. Shout your convictions. Let them ring across the land. I said this fight was for true. Now, do with me as you will.
Off with your head.
I will make this quick. Captain.
Whoa, wait! Don't do it for real.
Alright, so now I'm gonna skip to the part. Oh, just kidding. I did all the grinding earlier, so. And I think I'm already set up correctly for this. Oh, I don't need... Let me... actually, I'll keep that one, Okay. Okay, so back to my tablet. No, it's fine, Warlord. Like, I'm not saying you can't mix the different formats, but I'm just letting you know, technically it hurts your algorithm when you do that. So, if you're gonna post a short, I would recommend that it be, like worth posting. Does that make any sense? Like, don't just post shorts just for shits and giggles, like, I'm gonna try it, unless you're okay with it taking a hit with the algorithm. But yeah, if you just want to try it and see, that's cool. But like, again, the shorts, even the views and stuff, that's all in a separate category in YouTube. So they literally consider it a different type of video, which kind of makes sense. But especially for monetization purposes, if you're trying to get monetized quickly, either stick with long form videos or stick with shorts. Don't split between the two because they have two very different requirements. And if you keep doing basically the shorts, I'm under the impression it's damn near impossible to get monetized on shorts unless you go viral. Whereas if you do long form video or you stream, it's very possible to get monetized without going viral. Does that make any sense? Because you need, like, what, 10 million? Is it 10 million views? I have to look. Sorry, I think it's 1 million. Sorry, I think you have to have 1 million shorts views, but it has to be within 90 days, if I'm not mistaken. So, again, unless you go viral, you're probably not going to hit that. Whereas you need 4,000 watch hours for streaming or long form video. Again, if shorts views don't count towards that. So you need 4,000 watch hours to get fully monetized. If you want to just get like partial monetization, that's 3,000. But you need 4,000, but it counts it for the past 12 months. So again, for most people, it's easier. Assuming they have decent content, it's easier for them to do the long form / streaming route as opposed to doing the shorts. Because again, short of going viral, I don't know how you would hit 1 million views in 3 months with the shorts. You'd have to spam like crazy to get people to do that.
So, when Pascal was talking in her sleep about someone she likes, who do you think she meant?
It's obviously Sophie.
It's obviously Sophie.
I wouldn't be so sure. Young girls like Pascal can be surprisingly attracted to the bossy and overbearing type.
You say that, but Pascal's older than all of y'all except for Malik.
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Hubert.
But yeah, like the shorts audience and the shorts audience and the long form audience and even the live streaming audience, I would argue those are 3 different audiences too. So again, like you can probably get it to work if you already have a following, but if you're just starting out, I don't recommend splitting it like that. I would pick whatever you want to focus on and just go for that. But I'm just thinking of like the number of, because the average number, like a shorts, like for an average person starting out on YouTube, you're probably not going to get more than 200 views per short. Unless you just do mad amounts of like advertising. And even then, I've been told that like, eventually it will cap at some point if you don't get enough views within a certain amount of time. So like I've had people tell me like, oh, my views on my short got capped at 500 and normally doesn't, normally it goes to like 1,000 or something like that. So it's very, very tricky. So you just have to like constantly crank out shorts, like probably, I mean, shit, like saying you get 500 views per short, like you do the math, how many shorts you would have to crank out, right, to get to 1 million views. And again, you have to do this within 30 days. Sorry, I think it's 1 million. I didn't focus on the shorts ones because I don't, that's not my thing, but you can look it up on YouTube. And again, there's 2 tiers of monetization too. So the baby tier is like, it's 3,000 watch hours in the past 12 months for long form content. That lets you take like donations, like you can accept donations at that point. And then I think you could also like you could do memberships, and I don't think they let you do merchandise at that point. But that way you can like kind of kickstart your channel through fan donations. But you don't get monetization through the ads. If you want that, you have to have 4,000 watch hours within the past 12 months. And I'm sure they're going to fucking change it later too, because they love doing that. So good luck with it. And yes, to answer your question, once you get monetized, you do have to maintain the watch hours. So if you had 4,000 watch hours in the past 12 months, and then for some reason you just stop posting content for like 6 months, and like you don't have enough watch hours after 6 months, you will lose your monetization. It's not like Twitch, from what I understand. Like Twitch, I think once you get approved for monetization, like affiliate, or I can't remember what it's called, affiliate and the other one, you pretty much don't lose it, from what I understand. I don't do Twitch, but in YouTube you have to consistently keep that 4,000 hours for the past 12 months, or you will lose your monetization. Just FYI. I don't know if people know that. I don't think people care, but it's okay.
Such speculation is nothing but a waste of time.
It's fun being on YouTube, let me tell you. This is why I don't do this for money, because it's too much trouble.
Well, then why not ask Pascal directly?
Why me?
Please, Hubert. I've been wondering about this myself. Do it as a favor to me.
Well, alright. If it's that important to you, I'll go ask her. But I can't guarantee anything.
Hubert sure has a soft spot for Asbel. Yeah, it's easy to forget, but I guess Asbel can be an older brother.
Huh? What?
Alright, so... Do I need a refill? Oh, I used a little bit of my health. Alright, so this part I have not gone through yet, so... Make sure... Oh, I need to turn this stuff in. I don't have a glass sphere? Well... By the way, you need a shit ton of money in this city to buy some of there's little titles you can buy for your characters. They're expensive. So the last one's like 2.43 million gold, like I'm not kidding, and then you have to spend a lot of money before that, so I think you need total probably like close to 4 million gold to buy all of them, so just FYI for y'all. It's a lot. Okay, so... Head to the shuttle bay. Did I raid this? Hold on, let me raid this real quick. Because I like my fermented shit. Fermentation is good for the gut. Oh, no, it's tofu, just kidding. Okay, so I have to leave in like 40 minutes-ish. Let me see if I can get in the cocoon. The whole reason I streamed today was to stay awake. Woot. B1, okay. You should excuse again. Yeah, it can take a little time, Tommy.
Are the repairs complete, Si? Wonderful. Then could you please attach this to the shuttle?
She fixed that whole thing by herself.
Wait,
Go, Si.
wait, let me help.
Go, Si. Three days later.
Preparations are nearly complete.
Nearly.
And my dearest bit looks awesome! I'm just saying.
Looks like it's on the end of a candy cane.
Sophie? What is it?
You're not sick, are you? I know I keep nagging, but you have to be careful.
Yeah, because I had to come all the way over here to fix you. It's never easy fixing the girls. A sus Donkey Kong plushie? I mean, how sus can you be with the barrel? Don't answer that.
What's on your mind?
I was just remembering everything we've been through together.
Guess we have been through a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure have.
But that's kind of an odd thing to think right now. Are you sure everything's okay?
Yes, of course. We're all set here.
Okay, I'll see if I can Google it later. I do have to take care of stuff actually later, later after I get off though. So I'll see if I remember. I mean, Nintendo's usually pretty family friendly, so I'm a little shocked if it's something inappropriate, but.
You may depart for Affinia whenever you like.
And even better, we don't need that stupid launch ramp. We can just take off and set her down wherever there's enough space.
Emerald, I don't know how to thank you.
Actually, I would like to make a request. As a Fodran survivor, it is my duty to ensure that Lambda is brought to justice for his deeds. With that in mind, would you allow me to accompany you to Affinia?
Okay, well. They should know that once you release something on the internet, it doesn't go away. So they can try to hide it all they want, but...
I will do whatever I can to assist you on your journey. I am sure my skills and knowledge will prove useful to you.
No, you don't get to use her.
Please, I beg of you.
Yes, of course. We'd be thrilled to have you. Your knowledge of this situation is bound to come in handy.
You are too kind.
Yes, I am too kind.
I am going to Affinia with these nice people, Sai. Please keep an eye on things while I am gone.
I mean, I think she's the only Fodran survivor. I don't remember them mentioning anyone else. I sure as hell didn't see anyone else.
No matter what happens, we have to stop Lambda. And Richard. Richard, you used to long for a world without conflict.
I mean, I don't... The only way I could bring it up here is I'd have to bring up a browser in the PS5. Obviously, I don't have the image saved, so...
And yet, your actions seek to destroy it.
I actually don't know how to use the web browser in the PS5. I guess I used it on the PS3, I think, and it was so clunky, I just didn't even fucking bother with it.
Is Lambda controlling you?
Alright, that's fine, Tommy. You have a good night. Thank you for dropping by.
Or are you acting on your own free will?
Good night, Tommy. Good night.
And if so, what course of action will I have to take?
You have to beat the parasite to smithereens so it gets out of his body. That's kind of how you deal with parasites.
I believe in Richard, and I believe that he can be saved.
You're like, you just wait until Sharia to open her mouth. I know what you're doing. You're lurking with purpose. That's fine, I got you. I mean, like I said, I don't really have any Nintendo consoles, so the most recent console I have is the Wii. Which I don't even know, I'd have to look at the connection. I don't even know if I could stream off of that or not. Yeah, they're very protective of their properties. It used to be you couldn't even stream Nintendo games at all, so they've actually loosened up a bit. They were getting really pissy about people streaming Mario and Zelda, and I'm like... No problem, Tommy. Hopefully you can get your cats used to being brushed.
I believe it because I must.
It's okay, Tommy. You go to bed. I mean, I lurk in people's chats, too. Sometimes I just want to watch.
let's get out of here. It's time to go home. To Affinia.
Just kidding, I have stuff to do before then. Just lurking, huh? Just lurking. Oh, I gave up the Darius bit. How sad. Okay, so I'm not talking to you yet. Go back to the... I'm trying to walk and read at the same time. Well, okay, it's hard for me to progress. The thing is, I don't like talking when they're talking, if you haven't noticed, so I try not to talk over the voice actors. If I'm speed running or something, or if I've played the game before, then I'll do it, but... Oh crap, where was she sleeping? Is it first floor or second floor? No, the first... No, it was not the first floor. Fuck, where did I find her ass? I forgot. Oh, I think it was the floor I was on. I feel dumb. Yeah, sorry. It's up here. I haven't actually been here in a second. Just kidding. I'm raiding your bedroom, Emerald. Like, Sai has no language capabilities. I mean, it just depends on the game. Like, some games, if the game doesn't have a lot of voice acting, and I know generally where to go, I can progress the game while I'm talking, but unfortunately, there's a lot of voice acting in this game, if you haven't noticed. It's a little easier for me to do it with Suikoden, because there's less voice acting there. But are you watching for the progress, okay? Are you really watching me play the game? I'll be honest, most people don't watch for the game. Most people watch because of the commentary, from what I've been told. This is this is pretty consistent throughout games. So I guess that's a good thing, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's a thing. It's a thing. You don't like my random tangents because I do that all the time. The rice, huh? Huh? You just jealous because you didn't think of it first. Sing and KO. I don't know how I feel about that. I'll find that damn part because I know nothing about machines. I did find one, Hubert. So apparently I'm getting into a fight. So, wait, is it on this floor? Okay, I think I have to go to the main floor. Wait. No. I'm having brain fart. Okay, that's a different side quest. Wait. Okay, apparently I messed up. Check the area to the right of the main... Back outside. Okay, I guess they meant stay on the same floor, Esther. You tell I haven't done this part because now I'm getting lost. Oh, there. Haha. There. I broke my promise to Alexa. I feel bad. Dude, Hubert. Muh. I'm going to be jumping this thing. I'm fucking mugging this humanoid. We're jumping this. This is why machinery ends up turning against humanity, because we're just assholes. Oh, fantastically so.
Everyone stand
There was no reason for this.
on your game.
Oh, you're weak.
Can stand before my blade.
He's super weak. Weak sauce. I thought he was gonna be harder than that. Oh, that reminds me. I need to put that gem back on my leg. Oh. Oh, never mind. I didn't take it off in this universe. I was like, wait a minute. I actually did it right the first time. Oh, just kidding. I was supposed to go to the end. Guess I put in an in request instead of having me deliver it to directly. Of course, of course, of course. And I have a great scarf. I need a replacement. I'm assuming this was in katakana in original Japanese. Happy sigh. Yeah, dude. Don't be rude. Is Saya he? Kind of looks like a little girl to me, but I don't know. Sherry has a point, though. Saya's been trucking. Oh, God, of all the things she had to say. Epic neck. Don't I already have one of those? Make sure there's something else. Sometimes a new one pops up. Have a health addiction. Must have it topped up at all times. Okay, so... now I talk to you. Do I get in a fight? Okay. Just double check. Code red. Errors 961. Signal wait. Google time. Can't you just change the battery? I mean, Sai's been running for 1,000 years. It's okay. Ah. I'll just disassemble one and see how they work, and then I'll put her back together. Don't do that. Alright, it's okay. I got you, little humanoid. I got you. I think this is the records room. Record as. I mean, you'd think they could ask Emerald this, but she is still here. Oh, sad. You have pigtails and I don't. Jelly. Oh boy, now this humanoid's getting existential here. Well, maybe she's a functional humanoid, okay? She does not have to be a weapon. They did other things, apparently. You know, personally, I don't think of all the things you want to pick up from humans, worrying is one of the things, but hey. Getting Chrono Trigger memories from this. Robo ends up fighting one of his old robot friends. She's like, take my ribbon. It helps a lot too. It helps tremendously. You know, I don't think Panda Express rice is usually on the... It's usually just plain old... Well, okay, they have the fried rice and stuff, but... It's like I don't know. I think it's supposed to be sticky rice, but I don't remember being that. I don't eat at Panda Express that often, though. Maybe they changed. If I somehow come back to this world, I hope I will be able to worry. That's something no human has ever said. So good job, humanoid. Oh. Okay. This is a pet peeve of mine. So, when people are standing and they lose consciousness, they almost never fall backwards, okay? They only fall backwards if they're pushed or if they're on an incline. Especially, like, I know this is specifically humans, but our knees are designed that if we lose consciousness where they're standing, you're gonna land on your face or on your side, okay? I'm sorry. This just bothers me because it's physics, but whatever. And I just mentioned it because now the freaking humanoids are also falling backwards. They're all jelly of Sophie. I like how they're just like, we took too damn long and your humanoid friend died, but it's like, we're gonna conveniently forget that part. I'm worried and I don't... So, yes, she's right. There are people who don't worry about stuff ever, and those are usually idiots, although Pascal's a genius, so maybe that's why. She can actually solve her problems. Don't you worry about the fact that you never worry. See, that's not true either, Pascal. There are animals that can laugh, too. They're not human. They have complex emotions and social structures and stuff, but they're not human. Oh, now it's getting real deep, so now we're talking about souls. So I'm supposed to head to the shuttle, so I actually need to get off in the next 15 minutes, so hopefully whatever happens quickly. Because I actually have to be somewhere today. I gotta start... So... Oh, are you talking about the when the babies are born? See, the problem is, if you start taking DNA samples and doing the paternity test... Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't do this, and I'm just saying it does kind of open up a can of worms in terms of privacy. And, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, in France, they outlawed it because they basically claimed that it was going to wreck too many families, is what the argument was. But I'm just like, you know, at the same time, if you're a dude, you should not have to pay for somebody else's child. But, again, if they only use the DNA for paternity tests, that's fine. But, you know, unfortunately, DNA... This is why I don't recommend doing the whole, like, 23andMe and the Ancestry thing, because you don't know what they're going to do with your data after they tell you what you paid for, right? They kind of keep it. So... And the thing is, if they sell to another company, there's no guarantee they're going to keep your information confidential. So it gets kind of weird, so... I think it should be something that if the parents request it, or at least the father requests it, it should be done. I don't know if it should be done on all babies. That's kind of an ethical thing, right? Alright, Emerald, you're gonna have to make this quick, because I literally have, like... I'm wondering if I should even try this. I have, like, 10 minutes before I have to get off. Let me see how long this cutscene is. If not, I'm gonna have to cut it short. Like, literally about 4:20, I need to get off. Enter Maze, hurry up.
We have entered Aphenia's atmosphere.
There it
didn't show the best part. Oh, I see the crash.
Not the smoothest landing in the world, but at least we're here.
Hey, it was one piece this time, Malik. Don't complain.
Hey, I'm just glad my Darius bit worked.
So this is the inside of Lambda's cocoon.
Oddly full of life.
What is it, Sophie?
Shrooms.
I can sense him, far below us.
Shall we move onward?
Hold on, I want to check something real quick. Phew. Okay, the shuttle still works. Just wanted to make sure in case we need to bolt out of here.
This cocoon provides Lambda with a place to reconstruct his body without any outside interference.
Those are shrooms, damn it.
We are sure to encounter many dangerous monsters that have hatched from Lambda himself.
So the ones outside the cocoon were just a warm-up.
It makes no difference what terrors may lie in wait for us.
We cannot afford to let our world go the way of Fodra. We must stop Lambda at all costs.
All right, let's get going. Sophie, can you sense Lambda nearby?
Yes, it feels like...
Protos Haste is capable of receiving the unique signals that emanate from Lambda. As long as he remains alive, this function stays intact.
Why, she's like a helicopter parent. I didn't even let her finish the damn sentence.
Wow. So does that mean you always know where he is?
No, I can't really...
It is not capable of isolating Lambda's position. The signals emanate from Lambda in a concentric manner. This makes it possible to calculate a rough distance, but not to isolate the point of emission.
Yeah, basically, you need 2 signals to actually limit it, but anyway.
So what you're saying is, it's not possible for her to actually know where...
I've made myself clear.
We can't talk.
Alright. Actually, let me save over here, because... apparently I'm stuck in this cocoon for a minute. I have to go through the cocoon in order to get back out. Okay, so... alright, I gotta end the stream here. Real life beckons, because people always need to go there for it at this time of the day. GG's. Have a good evening or morning, depending on where you are. We'll catch y'all later. Let's goes. And stay safe, y'all. We'll be back later. Not to stream today. I'm gonna be done. I've been up all day. Laters. This is... I would say the last dungeon in the game, but you actually... it's the second to last dungeon in the game, so I'm getting close. Finally. And then there's the whole part at the lineages and... legacies and lineages after this, but it's okay. Progress, right? Alright, anyway, I gotta go. Toodles!